Well, hello, hello, hello.
How are you today?
I saw the screen go blank for a minute. I'm like, oh no, not again.
I was like, why is it so dark? Like I said, oh, maybe this is a new feature that Don has added that I don't know about. Like I will just see, but it surprised me
It was
too.
something, all right, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to give up, saying, not again. I would say, Angie, roll the show. Keep going.
It
That's
is a little pixely for you. I don't know if it's a little bit pixely for everybody else for you, but a little it's clearing up. Like it was a little bit distorted. But now you're clearing up. Okay. Now it's better.
I think it's my network thing. It's like I don't know, and I think that's also the lighting. I think there's a
Oh,
problem because I don't have like bright lighting for some reason, and I didn't bring my
no.
super bright lights. I need to do those. But tomorrow I'm going to be sitting at this table with Thanksgiving dinner, and so I didn't want to have everything set up, so I'm already putting it away. So
Mhm.
so
Well, hello Sharon Go, hello Terry T, hello Bobby Lee, hello Nova. Oh my gosh, that's a new name I've never heard before. Nova and Bobby Lee. Nice to see you in.
absolutely.
Elizabeth English.
Hey Jojo, nice to see you in.
Oh, I did love your Thanksgiving video. That was the one thing that Julie asked today. She said, "Don, you didn't do a new Thanksgiving video." I said, "Psh, I would have used the one for last year. Don't
Well, it's
keep
interesting because I didn't use the Halloween one either, and I missed the opportunity. I'm like, what?
I think I did it. Did I do it once? I know I had the old video, and I was like, "Oh, Don made these. I can use these this year."
Yeah, well, I'm getting ready to post the Christmas ones. I need to maybe make a new one for Christmas, but I like the old Christmas one from last year. I think I might just use it again. I don't know.
Oh
Hey,
yeah. Hey,
Blue
Blue
Ocean, it's been a while
Ocean.
since I've seen you.
I
Nice to see you in.
know. Hey, Katrina. It's been a while since we've seen her. I remember that name.
Hello, Creating Balance. Nice to see you
Hey,
in.
JoJo. And Creative Balance. Oh my gosh, this is
Hmm. Hmm.
good. This is good.
Well, good to see everybody in. Good to see everybody in. Hopefully, you're ready for this Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I am so ready. I bought food, and I only thing I have to make is the lobster tail and shrimp. And other than that, I'm good.
I hear you. Well, I got the stuff in the fridge, but tomorrow morning I'll get up and start making it. I ain't doing
How
it
early
tonight.
do you get up, Don?
I usually get up at like 6 or 7
Oh,
to
not too
start
bad.
cooking. So that's not bad. And
That's
usually the turkey's in the oven, and we eat it too. So I do the first thing goes in the oven is the turkey and then the pork butt, and they take time.
yeah.
The rest, not so
Don,
much.
I'm surprised you're not frying the turkey. That seems like something you would do.
Oh,
Have you?
I'm afraid of those deep fryers when they put the
Oh,
because
really?
yeah,
I am too. I'm not doing it.
yeah, I've seen so many people. Yeah, I've heard so many stories where they put it in if it's something and then it shoots out like that because of the pressure, and it's like, yeah, I don't need my food to kill me.
Exactly. And
you
then they
know,
were like, make sure it's unthawed. And I was like, well, you would think that people would know that, but people don't know that. I was watching the news, and it was all about fire hazards of Thanksgiving. Terry, yes, I did my shopping this morning. I went, hi La Lima. I went this morning at about 8 o'clock. It was not too bad in there. It was the aisles were full of everything. Like it was a full stock of everything. Even the little wine that I drink, there was a full stock of that. So I didn't feel bad at all. So it was a lot. Everything was fully shelved. It was no problem for anything.
yeah, I stopped at the grocery store about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago before I popped home, and I was quite surprised that it wasn't anyone there. There was very limited, and I thought, wait a minute, this is the day before Thanksgiving. I'm surprised. I don't know what happened. I'm glad though. I'm glad because I got in, got out quick.
No parking issues. The lines weren't long.
Yeah.
I think I was like the second person in line. I got in and out. It was quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, I talked to the guy at the deli counter, and he was like, "This has been a slow day," and he said, "This
Yeah.
is because I'm used to waiting like 4 and 5 deep at the deli counter." Nope, I
Oh
was
yeah,
it.
that wasn't bad either. It was a couple people at the deli counter. So
Yeah,
I was like, whoa. And she was like, well, it doesn't open yet, but I can get it for you because I had to get the lobster tail and they
yeah,
had it at the meat counter. So she was like, I can get it for you. They don't open till 10. It had to be 9 yet because the deli wasn't open yet.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, good to see you again, Terry T. It's been a while since we've seen you. Nice, glad you are here. Lalima, nice to see you in as well. Everybody who, if I've missed you, Kay, nice to see you in. If I missed you, it's not because I ignored you. It's just because of probably the thing screened by too fast.
Exactly.
Blue Ocean, Katrina, Panga, is that right? Panga. Let's see, Nova, nice to see you in. Don't forget, folks, like, share, subscribe, and follow. Make sure we do that, please. And in a way to help you, go ahead, sorry.
Tell everybody to go and buy from your shop.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But to help everybody else, if you are on my side of the YouTube ledger, please use this code, pop over to Angie's side of the ledger and make sure you subscribe. And also when you subscribe, make sure you've turned on the buttons so where you get notifications, because again, Angie and I do not always go on at the same time. Therefore, you're guaranteed to catch both of us if you're already on my side. So click on this and then follow it over and just subscribe to Angie's YouTube page. You are also invited to do the same thing. If you're on Angie's side, please do the same thing on mine. Pop over to my side, click on that, and make sure, again, hit subscribe. If you don't hit subscribe, then you wasted your trip. So take the trip over.
Yes, and all of you that were in here, we're going by who we're drawn to. Like if your energy is good and we feel drawn to you, then we'll go to it. So I hope you're all in good spirits. You're all feeling, a little happy or at least a little positive. You're saying your affirmations, and then we'll be drawn to you. And we're more likely to pick those questions. I don't want a lot of heavy before Thanksgiving, so please don't come with the heavy.
And if you want a love reading, then here's this one. This
That
one
was
right here,
this
right here,
morning.
right here.
That was this
This is
morning.
Bonnie.
We did love readings this morning.
She loves love readings. Give
Oh my
Bonnie the
goodness.
love.
Every time you say it, I hear it like, is it Suzanne Sugarbaker who said it like that? Was it Suzanne? Somebody who just said, I just love, or something like that. One of them I saw and heard in that southern voice. I just love it.
With that said, who do we, before we move on, again, one more time with the happy Thanksgiving, everybody, from all righty then. Who do we have first up, Kino? Who is first on the chopping block? do. Hey, Nat Ali, welcome in. Angelique, nice to see you in as well. We have Nova K, maybe added, please, General, around my Monday. All right. Hey, don't forget, folks, we are coming up quickly on the first of the month. So make sure you get your first of month rituals and things to do the rituals. Make sure you get the first of month stuff ready, okay? Make sure you have it ready. Get your cinnamon. If you don't have ground cinnamon, make sure. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
Everybody should have cinnamon after Thanksgiving.
I was just thinking that.
What was you cooking?
Exactly. So you should have ground cinnamon already. You should have some salt because I'm sure you bought some extra salt just in case. So those are the two things that are very big for that beginning of the month. Make sure you have those on hand. If you have some Palo Santo, make sure you have that on hand. And some smudging with sage. I don't have sage here. Make sure you get those things and get them ready. So therefore you are prepared. What you got for Miss Nova?
Hey, Louis. I'm sorry. I was looking at the comments and I totally didn't see she wanted around her money. Oh, I like that. Let me see what I got for Miss Nova. Do you have a new little baby, Nova? I hear a baby screaming or a baby yelling, wanting your attention. So is there a little baby near you or around you, or do you have a little baby? Because I hear a baby yelling and screaming. And I see one kind of jumping up and down. It's kind of a cartoon character for me, but I see a baby yelling and screaming. And like they're trying to get your attention and tell you what they want. Or it could be not yelling and screaming, but it could be like a loud laughter. But I see a little baby. I also got an overall excited, giddy feeling in your energy, like money is going to come your way, that there is going to be an improvement in your finances. I heard a yes on that. I heard seek and ye shall find, and ask for what you want. Like if you want another job, what is it that you want in this job? What kind of job do you want? How much money do you want to make? A lot of times we're asking and praying, oh, I want a new job, but we're not giving any specifics so we can get what we want. So they're saying, ask and you shall receive. if you want a new job. I feel like you want to move to and you want to expand because they're pushing the walls out. So I feel like you want to expand, you want a bigger place, or you want to move where to an area where you have just a little bit more room. Miss Nova, um, I hear your wishes granted on that. They're showing me the star card. So yes, you will get the new apartment and all those things. I'm not sure about the father if there is a kid because they're showing me like a family picture being torn in half. So if there is a baby, is the dad not there? Did she clarify if there was a dad? If there was a baby? She said she just started her job last week. Okay. Oh, you have two kids, 3 and 9, and yes, she's been very fussy lately. Oh, okay, yeah, because I see her just wanting a lot of your attention, and she's a she's kind of like ma. So she wants a lot of attention. I don't know why she wants all of this attention, but it doesn't seem like any harm. Just maybe wanting you to pay a little bit more close attention to her. She seems to be a very a joyful baby, like a happy baby, a funny baby. She's giggly. She's pretty upbeat. Um, oh, okay, because yeah, when you said I just started a new job, that didn't seem like the job I had in mind. It seemed like a new job, but it seemed like it's based on your desires. Like, what is it that you want to do? If I could wave my little magic wand that I normally have and say, "Hey, Nova, here's the perfect job," what would it be? What would you want to wake up and do tomorrow? Would it be customer service? Would it be behind the scenes? Would it be healthcare? Would it be law? Would it be police? Like, what would it be? Do you even know what you want? Do you know how much money you need to make it? That would be more than enough. So you have to have all these things in mind when you set your intentions. It's about to be a full moon. You can release all those things that no longer serve you. But during the new moon, did you set your intentions for what you want? So I do see a lot of good stuff coming for you. But again, it's all what you want. It's a co-creation. Stop just saying, I want a new job. Oh, I want a better living. Be specific about what you want. So let them know that you want what you want coming up in the future so that you can get it coming forward. Like your guides are here to help you to accomplish your goals and to get what you want. So yes, marketing, that's what you want to do. At times, but I know I made the right decision to leave him. Oh, okay. And yes, he's the Aries. Okay, yeah, because they showed me the picture being torn in half and the family breaking apart. I feel like he will try to come back and try to kind of pursue you, try to wine and dine you maybe like around Christmas and try to, hopefully, oh, it's Christmas, let's get our family back together. You seem to have completely closed the door and your mind is kind of shut down on the situation. You're tired of repeating yourself, you're tired of saying the same thing over and over and over to this person. So you're ready to move on and you want something a little bit more. You want someone who is more mature and who is more family centered and wants to be a part of a family and not just kind of sometimes in and out of the house. You also family. Do you like big family gatherings? Because I see a celebration like you want to have a big family gathering, or you want to host like things at your house, and so that's why you want bigger place. Like you want more room so that you can host and you can have people over. And you're really prideful, and not in a bad way, in a good way about how things look in your house. Like, oh, I want it to look like this. I want to decorate for Christmas. I want everything to be beautiful, and so you are very, very aware of how you want things to look for Christmas. So that's what I got for you. All good things. Hoping that for the year 2024, this seems like you're gonna ride this out while you try to figure out your intentions, while you try to figure out what you want, how to use your prayers and things to get what you want. And so I don't see a lot happening for the rest of the year, but for the beginning of the year, yeah.
No, Nova K. The one thing that I'm picking up for you is I'm seeing there's going to be a bumpy road over the next few months with a family member. I don't know if it's a sister, whether you're having an issue with a sister. Well, I get sister energy though. You too?
So I first thought I was like, oh, she wants a big family, she wants a big celebration, but there's some heads bumping, and I didn't know if it was her siblings or if she wanted more siblings. And so she said, yes, I want 10 kids. Woo, child. And so I thought, oh, maybe it's the siblings of the kids, but then yeah, I get that too now. The siblings.
Yeah, yeah. And I was picking up the very that again. You're going to have to deal with this for a few more months. It's going to be heightened during this time. I guess part of that is expected because the holidays and everybody's trying to do whatever. But this is going to try your patience. You're going to be definitely have some irritation with this. Do not let it Do not let it sit and dwell with you, because you can't own that. You can't own her drama. You can't own her sneakiness. So the most important thing is, don't listen. Don't let somebody deliver it to you. If they bring this stuff to you, say, you know what, we're not going there. I'm not allowing this. You need to put up some blocks, psychological blocks and some physical blocks that say, you know what, no, I'm shutting down. We're not having that conversation. I'm not entertaining the gossip. I don't want the drama. Nada, because the reality is partly their fault, and then partly ours if we own some of it, if we take ownership of it. So knowing that it's there, knowing what she can do, knowing what she will do, is key to knowing where you're not going. And then make sure you say that. So again, if you're in a conversation with another family member and they bring her up, say, nope, don't want to have the conversation. We're not going there. I don't even need to have a misconstrued conversation. No conversation, zero. So again, just don't have the conversation about that. Talk about everything else. That's not a problem. The only thing that you don't talk about is that one thing. It's just the best way to do it. So that's what I'm getting for you, is again, people
One
being
of
trained.
my favorite things to tell people is, oh, okay, like I'm not going to comment any further. Oh, okay, you can tell me what all your drama is. Oh, okay. Like if that's the route you go, oh, okay, has been some of the easiest way for me to end conversations or not to get wrapped up in your conversation. Oh, okay. Oh, well,
Mhm.
I guess if that's what you want to do, and then you leave it alone and you don't go any further, you don't give any explanation. Oh, okay is the best two words in the English language for me. Oh, okay, all right, and just move on and just let it go. It's always family drama around the holidays, but you decide what level of anxiety you want to deal with
Exactly.
or what level of drama you want to get into. You can shut it down quickly and move on, or you
Yep.
can go ahead and fall into it. But at this point,
Yep.
you seem like you're in a good place, and don't let this person drag you down or kind of
Exactly.
ruin your day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I gave mom a gift like this. We're not arguing over a gift that I made. This is how I want to spend my money. If that's not how you want to spend yours, that's fine. There could be a little rivalry in there, like because me and my siblings used to do it about who got my mom the best gift. Like, oh, my gift beat yours. I got this, I got that. So ours was all in fun. Hers may be a little bit more competitive in who did what for mom. And so sometimes we used to have that little rivalry. So it could be that, but it does seem like a little bit of maybe jealousy or envy toward what you are doing or how you do it, and not always in a bad way, but in a dang, I wish I could do it, or you how are you able to do it and I'm not kind of way. So remember that and just be mindful because they are showing me the seven of swords, and so they're saying just be mindful of the information or mindful of the way she acts. Like you said, she can be sneaky, and that's the seven of swords, definitely sneaky, conniving, kind of trickery, saying stuff behind your back. You can let it roll off your back like a duck, like water off a duck's back, or you can get into the nitty gritty of it. My best thing is to just move on and keep it moving forward.
Yeah, and what I'm sensing also with this dynamic, Angie, is that there's a triangulation thing going here. It's either the mother and the one sister, or the mother and the other sister. There's always somebody left out, or the sisters and the mom is left out. And so there's this triangulation that goes on, and I'm not exactly sure who initiates it. But Nova, I know you know what I'm talking about, and you just have to make sure that you exclude yourself from playing that game. You can get along with everybody or nobody. It's up to you. But the most important thing is understanding the game. If you understand the rules of the game, knowing that that's the game they're playing, then you say, you know what, I don't need to play that game. And so be careful of that triangulation, because that's what I'm getting. I'm picking up this triangulation thing. And again, it's 2-on-1 always. There can never, all three cannot be together. There's something about all three of them that just doesn't work. So
And they're saying be mindful of your money. Like I know you want to do something special for your mom because she did whatever for you when you didn't have it. But they're saying don't put yourself back right back in another situation. Be mindful, get your resources up, and then you can go and splurge. Like, I'm pretty sure your mom is understanding of your situation. If you didn't get her exactly what you wanted to get her, you can get it for another time of the year. A birthday is just a specific time and you can't get it then. Well, what if you get it later in the year and say, you know what, I wasn't able to get you what I wanted to get you for your birthday. So here it is now. So don't deplete your funds trying to do something extravagant for your mom when she's aware of your situation. She seems to be very sympathetic for you. So just be mindful and allow her help you. Don't feel like it's a tit for tat thing. Like, oh, she did this for them, I have to do something for you. Your mom does what she does out of love. Is how they're making it seem to me, and she really does love her grandkids, and she didn't mind doing that. So be mindful. Just be able to receive. A lot of times we're not able to receive because we want to be like, oh, I don't want to feel like anybody's doing anything for me, or that I owe anybody. So we want to give back really quickly. They're saying be able to receive the blessings that are coming to you. If you prayed for this or you knew that your children needed this and it happened, this is the resource that your higher power used to give it to you. Don't necessarily think that, oh, she's just doing it because she's your grandma. You never know, your higher power used this person to get your children what they needed. So see it as a gift from your higher power. All right. So that's what I got for you.
Same here. Same here. Knowing is the important thing. Who else we have, Kina? Who's next?
Marky. I see your question. And then if we get to it, girl. Y'all in these baby daddy questions, like y'all didn't think that a baby would happen if y'all was having sex. Y'all don't know. Y'all didn't take a biology class. Y'all don't know nothing about sex education. And now all these kids are in there. You thinking that the baby gonna hold him and bring him back? He was his first baby mama. You shouldn't have been having sex with him in the first place.
So a two-part question. This is part one. I keep seeing the number 911 and 191 every time I look at the clock. It will be 111, 311, 911. Also, the total at the store, 911. So, any specific reason?
Well, for me, numbers matter to me. When I see things, they have a specific meaning. 221 was my grandmother's old address, so that means that my grandmother is in the mix. That's her old house number. 226 is my birthday, so it's something to deal with me. What do those numbers mean to you? Do they mean anything for you? 911 for me always has been emergency. Spirit, your higher power is trying to get your attention. That's what it meant for me. I don't know that that's what it means for you. You have to figure out what those numbers mean to you. Can you put those numbers back up so I can see what they are? What does 319 mean? Is that the anniversary of somebody's death? Is that the month of your birthday? Like, what do those numbers mean to you? You don't always have to go to somebody else to ask, how do those numbers relate to you? Is there something that's going on in your life that is causing you to need to be in a state where your guides are trying to get to you in an emergency situation and you're not paying attention. So they're trying to let you know, hey, 911, that's an emergency. 911 in America is so that's what you call to get help. That's what you call for ambulance, police, for emergency assistance. So is there an emergency situation or something that you're in dire need of that you're calling out to your guides and they're trying to get it to you and you're not being receptive to it? So all the numbers are personal to you. 111 for me, I've learned over time that it means it's to pay attention to whatever my thoughts are at that time, good or bad. Oh, 111, good things I'm thinking, that means it's coming. Bad things, be mindful of what you're thinking. So you have to decide what they mean for you. Let me see if I see any crises in your. Is there a health situation that's happening? Because I see someone in a hospital, or they're showing me a hospital like emergency room. So, and that could be just a 911. But is there somebody having a health issue and they're afraid that they are not going to that it's going to get worse than what it is? That's kind of where I'm going with the what I'm seeing with that. They're showing me a hospital. They're showing me somebody like laying in the bed and maybe the ER and worried about how things are going to turn out to them. So you can also ask your guides or your higher power, what is the importance of these things for me? Um, it's so many different things it can mean to so many different people. So we could give you the general of what 911 mean, what 319 mean, what they all mean, but what do they mean to you? What does the 11 mean to you? Ones are new beginnings. I've heard that before. So you could just look up the angel numbers and see what they're meaning. Don, I'm gonna let you go ahead while I try to tap into her energy a different way, regardless of the numbers.
Well, the 911 whenever I see 911, the one thing that I would say is suggest is that if you look at numerology, the 9 and the 1 and the 1 goes to 11, and then 11, which is 1 and 1, goes to 2. So again, 911 equals 2, and if you have 2, that means that generally speaking, when you see the angel number 2, it's about basic love, harmony, relationships, but it's usually the guardians reminding you that you're not alone, and that you needed to know that you are not alone. Do you see what I'm saying? So I would say that that's the biggest number that stands out to me, is that you need to know that you're not alone. I think you're going through a little bit of whatever right now, and maybe you needed to, and maybe sometimes you do feel alone. Maybe you feel isolated or you feel not supported. And so the 911 and the 11s will do that too. Again, it just, each of them will represent something different depending on what you're looking at and who you are. But I would focus on, more importantly, what you're doing when you see it. Are you doing a certain thing? Are you thinking of a certain thing? Are you feeling a certain thing? Because if you're consistently experiencing or feeling the same thing um, each time, then that's, again, spirit making a message to you, saying about something. So again, if you are, say you're at the grocery store and you're just having a rough day, and the 911 picks up, or say that you're driving along and you look at the clock and it's 911, and you're just in a funk. Again, make sure that you take an appraisal of where you are, what you're doing, and how you're feeling at that time. And then, as every time you get a consistent repeat of a number, make sure that you again think of where I was last time, what I did last time, how I was feeling last time, and find a consistency of what it is. Again, a message is being told to you. You need to put the pieces together. Like Angie said, you need to understand how it means, what it means for you. Okay, how it's being portrayed. That's the key.
And then I tried to pull some cards for her. So immediately while Don was saying 911, the card, chariot card pulled out, jumped out. That's victory, that's forward movement, that is fast movement. Then the other card that popped out was the Four of Wands, which is reunions, happy family. Some people call it the marriage card, or reunions, or kind of moving forward with a family. But for me, in this case, I don't really get a romantic sense to it. I could try to pull another card, but I do get like reunions, and that could be just for the holiday. But they're saying get moving. Like they're showing me a chariot, you're the driver, and then the horses aren't moving, and you're not understanding why they're not moving. They're like, did you make the horses move? Did you crack the thing that makes them go ahead and move? You're in control. You're in the driver's seat. The reason 911 is coming is because, hey, you're blocking traffic. You're in the way. We need you to move. Your victory is guaranteed. You're just not moving forward. And so they want you to move forward. They want you to see action. For me, that's what I'm getting for you in this situation. But again, it could be something else. You have to recognize what the numbers mean for you in your life. And then ask, is there anything you need to do with them? Again, the other card I got was the Queen of Cups and being in control of your emotions. So are you in an emotional situation where you are blowing up and not being in control? And they're saying, hey, get control of your emotions. Deal with this situation a different way. Look outside the box in order to make better decisions in a more controlled, nurturing environment where you are able to rationally think about things without holding so much emotional to it and getting upset about situations that do not go your way. But again, for me, this chariot is action, is movement, and then reunions and rejoining the family, or getting back with family. It could be the marriage card. I didn't see you say anything about marriage or relationship, and I didn't get relationship. Again, I got the Queen of Cups, but again, that could be taking you back to a more of a relationship thing too. And then at the bottom of the deck, I got stand your ground. Stand your ground, but be rational about it and not overly emotional about how your thing. Don't burst out into tears and think that that's going to get sympathy. Logically speak whatever your piece is and how you need to say it and move forward. But again, the overall energy is action. Move forward. What is it that you need to do to move forward, to get things moving, to get things going in your life? Be that career, because that's the word I heard, finances, love, health, whatever it is. How are you moving forward? Or are you just standing there being like, okay, Lord, are you going to come help me? I'm sinking. And he sends a rope, he sends a helicopter, he sends a boat. And you're just like, when are you coming to get me? Because it doesn't look like what you want. Recognize the blessings that are being sent to you and utilize the resources that you have to get things moving for you. So that's what I got. Hi, Mama Bear from Atlanta. Oh my, Christina Maldonado says she's doing 32 hours. A late Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, that is a long work week. All right, Elizabeth. So I hope that helps you out, and you get what you need from that. But again, pay attention to what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling when those things come. But for me, again, I feel like it's just you need to be moving, and it's an urgent move in order to get things flowing and moving forward. All right, Keena, who's next? Oh, ordering tamales. You know what? That's the one thing we didn't do this year, King, was order tamales.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any chat, so I can't see anybody. If if somebody pops up, just let me know if it's interesting.
Oh, you did? You can't see the chat?
No, the chat stopped. I don't know
Oh
what's
my
happening.
gosh, yeah, because I just saw Jasmine, only me, Jazz is in there. We're not reading for you yet. I don't know if you made the list. If you did, Keena will tell you made the list. But remember, there's about 9 platforms that she's manning, and she's letting everybody know who's got it. So if you haven't gotten a reply from Keena saying you're on the list, then no, you're not on the list, and no, we have not read for you. You did start a new job, okay? That could be for you to get into gear and to learn things. As you said that, I feel like is it taking you a while, Elizabeth, to learn the job? Because I feel like it's a slow road, like you're walking in cement or quicksand, and they're saying you need to shake off the jitters and just move forward. But back to, you know what was she? Was it Misty? She told us what this meant or how to say this. Misty something. Anyway, hope you are both well. Could I get a reading in regards to my energy? Been feeling down. Then what are you doing to try to make yourself feel better? Like when I feel down or when I'm having a day that isn't that good, I put on music that makes me happy. Those are things that raise your vibration. Are you thinking that somebody's just going to come down and just turn on a happiness switch in your head? What are you doing that you're trying to lift your own vibration and make yourself happy? Comedies make me happy. Like if I'm having a bad day, I end work and they just gotten on my nerves, I turn on a comedy. I turn on something that I enjoy that makes me laugh, and or I turn on music, or I just kind of set the mood to try to change my own vibration. You can't just sit in it and then wait for somebody to come and be like, oh, well, let's make her happy. What is it that you're asking your guides or your higher power to do to make you feel better? The holiday isn't always as fun for everybody as it is. So if you know this and you know that you're not and your energy is down, what are you trying to do to raise your vibration? Are you just sitting in it and hoping that somebody will tell you, oh, well, things are going to get better? I do see money, like they're showing me a coin being stretched really thin. So I feel like maybe it's some money issues that you're dealing with and that we're trying to been reminding myself of motivation, watching comfort shows, if I have free time between school and I've been, oh, you're overwhelmed. You're just tired mentally and emotionally. And you just need to get some rest because when you're doing school and work and family, it does get a little bit emotional. Sometimes you just need to step back. I'm assuming that maybe you have a break coming up, and when you have that break, just kind of rejuvenate yourself. Even if that means just laying in the bed watching TV for a while or listening to some motivational um, videos or movies or whatever it is, but kind of give yourself that rest. You seem to be frazzled. Like they're showing somebody whose hair is all twisted up and just kind of all over the place, and you're frazzled mentally from trying to figure out what's going on, or just to maintain a certain level. Get all my work done here, get all my work done here, and then go home and have to do everything over. So you're a little bit overwhelmed emotionally and mentally. Physically, you're tired, but you seem to be running off of like coffee or Red Bull or something like that. And they're saying definitely drink more water. I'm getting that, but also just try to kind of give yourself a relaxing nighttime ritual where you just kind of calm down, even if it's just a hot shower, you have some tea, you have some water, some ice. My nighttime ritual is get my big cup of ice, get in the bed, turn on something that I like to watch, and just kind of decompress or listen to some rain music and allow that to put me to sleep so that in the morning I'm refreshed. So what are you doing trying to replenish your energy? You're giving away a lot, but you're not getting it back. And then just ground yourself. Again, I always talk about these bracelets. I always have on some kind of black obsidian. This has tiger's eye in it and all those things to repel negative energy and to absorb some of that negative energy that is pulling us down. Again, we're about to have the full moon. I think it's tomorrow, or it might be tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow, Keena? The full moon, and release all those things that no longer serve you, all those emotions that you've taken on from school, from work, from other people, from family. Just release all those emotions and allow yourself to kind of relax. I do feel like they're saying that the struggle is going to get better in school. You're going to get a better understanding of the information that you're studying. Maybe this is a harder semester and the information seems a little bit more technical or a little bit more scientific, and you're having a struggle with that. but they're saying just stay focused on that, and as you move forward, you'll get better with it, and then the next semester won't seem so hard because you've got this down. But now that you're in the thick of this semester, make sure you understand the principles because it's just going to be a building block. Next semester, you're going to build on that. So make sure you're ready for the building blocks of whatever that is. Um, School is super busy. Money has been a big stressor lately since my school schedule isn't allowing you to get a job. So just call in more money. You don't have to call in more work. Just ask for more money. Again, I listen to a affirmation every night that says, um, I am so grateful that money flows to me from multiple sources, um, continuously. Blah 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 blah. And so just find something that pulls money towards you. And ironically, money just falls into my lap. I'm like, oh, here's some more money, here's some more money. And then, so you can call money in from different sources. It can be gifted to you, you can get a raise, you can get a different job, you can get a refund from school. All kinds of things can happen for you. So you have to call the money in and find the ways to increase it or ask your guides for. This is where I am now, where my ends are not meeting. What do I need to do to make my ends meet? Or what is your budget? Do you even know your budget and how much money you need to make? Maybe you have to pull back on school a little bit in order to get your money together, because what you don't want to be is not having a door that a key goes into where you have no place to live. So my priority is always, where am I going to stay, taking care of my son and our food, and then everything else kind of just falls in place where it falls in place. So if you have to pull back on school a little bit in order to make more money, then you have to decide to do that. But I do feel like things will get easier for school and it won't take up so much of your time. And then with the job, it said, are you looking, or are you content with the things that you have? Like if you're content with the job that you have, then they're not going to send you a new job. But if you want another job, ask for another job. I want more money. I want more hours. I want whatever it is that you're asking for. Just go ahead and ask for it. I do see your 2024 being a little bit more easier in the beginning. Like they're showing me January through March will be a little bit more restful because you'll have that break from school in December, and then you'll kind of get to rest mentally. And when you come back from the new year, you'll be rejuvenated. Everybody's in that new mindset. It's a new year. I have new goals. I have new things. So you'll be in that mindset. Stay in that momentum and don't let it fall. Because usually by February or March, everybody's back into that. Oh well, I didn't do my resolutions and things like that. They're telling you to stay on that momentum and don't let it fall down to a low level. So I hope that helps you out, Miss Misty.
I'm 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 like you. I think that again, it begins and starts with you. So if you want the day to be a good day, then start the day in a good day way, and make sure that you don't own don't bring, even if you're having a bad day, even if you're starting off as a bad day, don't tell yourself it's going to be a bad day. Tell yourself it's going to be a good day, and tell yourself it is a good day. Make sure that you start the day off in a way that you define what the parameters of the day will be, the energy of the day will be, and therefore as you touch people around you and you put out the positive energy, that positive energy will come back. Again, it's up to you. So I'm with Angie there. You've got to make it. You've got to be the energy generator. You and also make sure that when you're surrounding yourself, I heard something the other day, but it's either surround yourself with fountains or drains. You're going to surround yourself with one of the two, a fountain or a drain. And you know what I'm saying when I say a fountain, and you know what I'm saying when I say a drain. The reality is you can pick which of the two. If you want to be a fountain, the last thing you want to be around is a lot of drains, because that's just not going to be beneficial to you. So again, make sure that you are spending time, making sure that you are working on putting yourself around people who are fountains, and make sure that you're putting people who are headed someplace where you're headed. Because if you put all the work in and you have these people draining your energy, all you're doing is you're spinning your wheels. And so make sure that you again surround yourself with the right energy, put off the right energy, therefore you're feeding them the right energy, and everybody wins in that regard. That's what I'm getting. So again, starts and ends with you. That's how you change it. That's how you change it. The other way is also by doing the rituals for the first of the month, which is putting the salt across the door frame of every door that you use. Make sure that the front door of the home, you open it up and you put the ground salt, ground cinnamon in your hand or on a bill. Make sure you do the infinity sign over and over throughout the cinnamon and then blow it into the door. Therefore, you're blowing abundance into your home. Make sure that you're smudging your house with sage. Make sure you use Palo Santo. Again, the Palo Santo brings in the positive energy once you get the negative energy out with sage. So there are many things you can do to help yourself. These things are minor things, but they work, and they work consistently. So I would suggest using some of those things while you have the opportunity. You don't have to wait till the first of the month. You can start doing them now. If you're having some negative energy, get some smudging kits out there. Get the smudging. Absolutely. Obsidian for protection. I think it's what you were showing, right? Obsidian.
Tiger's eye. This one has tiger's eye. It has black obsidian in. The tiger's eye is that brownish color one.
Mhm.
Then I have one that's all black obsidian. And then I can't remember what this other silver piece is. I'll have to figure out what that is. But again, always for protection. You just never know where you're going to go, and people are going to have a negative energy. You can go to the grocery store and people are mad that, or they're a little frustrated. I just got off of work. I'm at the grocery store. Then they're in a negative mood, and just let it absorb all that energy. Don't let any of that energy get on. Put a bubble over yourself. But I did pull cards for her, and I got the Hierophant. So that's back to that schools, that traditional institutions. And what they were saying was school is going to be easier. It's hard right now, but it's going to be easier. So they did show me that. And then I got the 10 of Pentacles. And so that's abundance. That's your blessings coming in. So overall, things are going to look better for you. But how are you asking for that to happen? What does better for you look like? What are you grateful for, or what is it that you're looking forward to that'll give you this 10 of Pentacles? What is your ultimate goal in this? Is there a set amount of money that you want to make? Is there a set amount of money that you want to save? Is there a set of hours that you want to work, or a kind of job that you want to do? All these things are in your control. And then again, I got the Queen of Cups. Don't be overly emotional about it, or let your emotions take control. Be nurturing to yourself as well as to others. I think that's what we forget a lot of times, is to be nurturing to ourselves. And then we give so much to others or to the things of the world that we forget about ourselves. So for you, I feel like it's going to be overall good. You just have to be proactive in what you want. Do your gratitude.
Yep.
I can't believe I keep saying that, Don. I used to be so like, I'm tired of telling the universe how grateful I am. If I say it again, then I'm gonna have to build a statue to Jesus. Like, I used to just be like, oh, but again, it is. But genuine gratitude and sometimes it's hard to feel that way when you're in such a bad situation. And the thing that I've learned how to do is say, this is where I am now. How do I get from here to the joy that I'm trying to get to? What is it that I need to do? And then allow the universe or your higher power to work on you and to help you to get to there. That could be shadow work. That could be letting some things go. That could be crying it out. It could be changing. It could be ending a relationship. It could be starting a new relationship. There's so many ways that your higher power will help you to get from where you are to where you want to be if you allow them to help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It all starts and ends with you. So just know that going through. So with that said, who is next?
Did you get the chat back, Don? Can you see anything?
I do. I finally got the chats back. Yep. Thank goodness. I don't know what happened. It was just kind of freaked out.
All right, Miss Katrina. Let me see. Let me erase all the information I already knew about her and try to figure out something new for her. I'm gonna go to the cards because I keep seeing some of the residual stuff that I remember from last time. Are you still living with your family, Katrina? Because I see like a whole bunch of people in the house, a whole bunch of people, and not enough room in the house. So I don't know if that's residual from what I already know about you, or if it's something new. Like I feel like there's a whole bunch of people in the house. There's kind of no space, or you're trying to carve out a little space, personal space for you. But there's so many people that are living in the house that it's hard for you to find your own personal space. So let's see what they have for Miss Katrina. She said general. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got pessimism. You're in a negative mindset. And the Queen of Cups, is everybody emotional? Like that just jumped out. I shuffled the cards and it just jumped right out. This Queen of Cups is tearing it up tonight. All three readings had that. And then again, I got that devil card, that pessimism. This has to do with a relationship, with multiple relationships, not just one relationship. Family relationships, romantic relationships, and work relationships. You're having some struggle in all areas of your life. In regard to relationships, and that's where this is coming out. Your emotions are on high. You're a little bit defensive about things that are being said, and you're not sure which way you want to go and how you want to move forward. And what they're saying is, what is best for you? You're thinking about everybody else. Well, what about my mom? And what about this? And what about that? Sometimes you have to establish yourself and get a good footing on you What do they tell you when they say the masks are going to come down? Put the mask on you first and then do anybody else second. Because if you pass out while you're trying to help somebody else with their mask on, that's not going to be good. What can you do to concentrate on you? And that's what your problem is. You're too busy worried about this relationship with this relationship with this person. You're arguing, there's fussing. I see a lot of yelling, and you're just not in a good place right now. Like tomorrow doesn't seem like it's going to be an overall joyous day. It's going to be a tolerable day in your family where people are have maybe said some things in the last couple of weeks, and the healing is not done from that. Then I got two knights. The Knight of Cup and the Knight of Wands. So that's a lot of action. But again, I think it's action on your part where you need to move forward. I don't feel like this is a new cup of love. I feel like you really need to move forward and get things done. This is things that you need to do in order to get forward. They're saying at this time, what is it that you want for yourself personally? Do you want your own space, or do you want to continue to be in a space where you're constantly being judged, or where you are under somebody else's rule and authority? Do you want to move forward in your own life? And what are you doing to try to do that? Or how are you trying to get your higher power to help you do that? So what they want you to do is to be proactive in your own life. What steps can you take to alleviate some of this stress from these relationships? And what can you do to pull away or to move out and carve your own space on your own journey? So that's what I got.
Let me see what I'm getting. I'm going to do the card. I'm going to turn to the cards for Katrina. Katrina, the first thing that comes out is focus. It's like I don't know if you're kind of like a little bit stressed and therefore you're all over the place. So I would suggest that you try to make sure that you stay focused on what it is you want to accomplish, focus on what it is you want the resolution to be, the outcome to be. Again, it's focus, focus, focus. The next thing I get, of course, is the is a it's like, again, it's like you have all these questions. You feel like you have all these questions and no answers, and you're at a point where you're like, you want some answers. You want to figure out what's going on. So again, there's something happening. That's the key to the questions, about the reason for the questions. But and it's like, what's going on? What's going on? Why can't I figure this out? And therefore you get distracted and you get on to other things. Again, stay focused as you navigate the next month or so. Because I feel like there's a decision to be made soon, and you just don't know which way to do it. We don't know which way to go, and you kind of want to guarantee. There are no guarantees. And so whatever the situation you're going through right now, which is, again, you're trying to find your way through, you're looking for the perfect answer, and there is no perfect solution. There is no perfect answer. So the one thing that I would strongly suggest to you is that you stay focused, that you keep pushing forward. If there's a question, ask the question, get the questions answered. The answers are what's going to where the resolution will show itself. But it's the answer is there, as long as you ask the right question. It all comes to you, again, asking the right questions. But most importantly, as you move through it, you're going to get through this time. This is the World card. So again, you're going to get through. You're going to find the relief that you need. You're going to have this yoke removed from you, off your shoulders. But you've got to focus on you understanding what the questions are, then asking the question to the right people, getting the answers, and acting based on that situation. So I just feel like you're a little bit lost right now because you don't know which way to go. And I think you need to focus on what it is you want to do. What is it? What is the outcome? What is the resolution? That's the key. So
Yeah, I'm feeling like she's feeling like a victim in this situation. She may need to watch that victim video that Shauna
uh-huh.
did. Remember, she did that one video. She may need to watch that video because I think like she's feeling victimized and like she has no hand in how this all happened and how to get herself out of it. And they're saying you made choices or you did not make decisions that led to this situation. If you want to get out of, you have to get out of that victim mentality and move yourself forward in order to be able to get out of this situation. And so stop saying, "Oh, woe is me," and think, "Oh, okay, well, how can I get myself?" I left the water running and then water's all over the sink, I'm not going to just keep sitting there and wait and let the water continue to run it off. I'm going to first stop the water from running. That's what I'm doing. I found the source of what's making the water spill out all over the floor and the counter, so I turned it off. Okay, so I made the mistake of leaving the water on, leaving the room, and not coming back and checking. So now I have to clean up the mess. These are all steps that I have to do in order to go ahead and get myself back on track. I don't stay in the mess. I recognize what the source of it is. I clean up what needs to be cleaned up, and I move forward. How are you trying to clean up the mess that you're in, or the situations that you're in, or move forward and get these relationships on track? Until you're mentally stable and feeling like you're at the top of your game, then all these relationships are always going to have some kind of negative effect on you, or you're going to have some kind of negative interaction with them because you're not fully there. And so everything they're saying is either going to trigger you or upset you in some kind of way, or you're going to feel like they're attacking you when they may just be saying things that you need to hear in order to move forward. A lot of times things said in love may not always sound like so kind, but it's what we needed to hear at that time. And what steps are you taking to get yourself into a better situation, or to make things happen the way that you want them to be, instead of woe is me? Because your gods don't do pity parties. What they want you to do is move forward. This is a learning. You're on earth to learn things, to have experiences. And how are you trying to rid yourself of these negative experiences and find a more positive plan?
Absolutely, absolutely. With that said, Kina, who is next? Hopefully it helps you. Don't forget, folks, make sure that you get your stuff stocked up for the first of the month. Make sure you got your goods. So if you don't have any Palo Santo, please follow this link. It's on Amazon. Follow this link and get yourself some Palo Santo. Make sure you're ready for the new energy, the new excitement. I mean, because we're getting into a very heavy, crazy holiday season with crazy family. You're gonna need to bring that energy up. This Palo Santo will help raise your energy, positive energy. It helps bring, so make sure you have some Palo Santo around this holiday season. You just click on the link or click on the camera, whatever which way to do it, but that'll take you to Amazon. This one is Amazon for sage. Again, sage the house. Get rid of that negative energy. Get it out of the house. And you may need to sage your house more than once during the December holiday because
Don, every time after I get sick or have some kind of whatever it is, like any kind of, I sage everything. I wash all my sheets. I sage my room because I wanted to take that sickness out of here too. Whether it's just a little cold, I was just a little tired, I had an upset stomach, whatever it is, I sage to get all that negative energy out too.
Not only that, but we have visitors who come over, who will be coming over during the holidays. They may stay for a day or two, or they may be, whatever, but they bring energy with them, and you never know what kind of energy they're bringing with you. And so when they bring the energy with them, and they don't always necessarily leave with the same energy, they leave it behind for us. We sage, get rid of it, get rid of the energy, because again, you don't know who's bringing what energy in. So again, the sage can do that. And again, once you sage, make sure you follow it up with Palo Santo, because the Palo Santo, like the one I have here, same as what you see there, you burn it and it's that positive energy. And not only that, but it smells damn good. This is sweet. Now it's funny when I saged the house the first time in a while, that my son, my youngest son, he came upstairs and said, "Dad, is someone smoking weed?"
Because sometimes it does smell like
it smells like someone sage.
What did I like?
Yeah, I said no, it's not weed, it's sage. And he looked at me askance, like, "You sure, Dad?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." So
you're doing something that
exactly. He's like, didn't share with me. I don't know.
Another thing I want to acknowledge that Kelly Dick said, the other stone, that silver stone that's on here that I didn't know, that's hematite. And hematite is an iron derivative. And you know what? That makes sense because my iron was definitely low, and I bought this thing, and I was like, "Oh, I like the tiger's eye and I like the black obsidian," but I didn't know that was iron, and that could have been my spirit being like, "Listen, lady, get your iron together." And I wear it all the time, and actually, I have been feeling better. I've taken medications too, also, but it's just funny how we're attracted to certain things, and we may not know that that's what's going on internally. And so, again, I'm glad that she told me that's hematite. So that's tiger's eye, black obsidian, and hematite, and I love all of that.
Oh, absolutely. And if you can keep a little piece
something about the dragon's blood, Don, I'm so glad you put those. Oh, they smell so good.
I love dragon's blood, and I love it mixed. I light it and a frankincense and burn them together, and it's my go-to scent. It really is, and it helps to bring me, just chill me out. It's like, man, this is the one. They're good apart. They're good, one on one, But for me, when I mix the two, oh my gosh, that smell is just unbelievable. And I love frankincense. I love myrrh. As you can see, this candle here, sandalwood and myrrh. I
Oh,
love some of the old scents. You know, the very old scents. They just tend to have something about them, so it's nice. So anyway, this is and this is again is another way to help bring the energy in the house or change the energy. Again, sometimes it's just a mere incense will do it.
and that's what somebody just said. What does dragon's blood do? I am a person who gets up in the morning, or if I'm coming in from my other job in the morning, I open my patio door to let out all the stale old energy and to bring in that breeze. And this time of the year is perfect because there's that breeze coming in, and it's just letting in new fresh air and pulling out that old air. And then I light incense immediately, and I start making my coffee. I love the aroma of it. Remember, that is what they used to say in the Bible. Or what were they doing in the temples? They would light incense and things like that because the aroma was pleasing to God. I like the smell of it. I feel like it just sets the mood in the house, and it just kind of gets things going. And so depending on what kind of day I've had, or what kind of what kind of what kind of mood I am, that depends on the kind of incense I like. And what's her name? Umber gave me a really pretty candle the other day that I lit, and I don't know what it was called, but I lit it. It was about this big, and I burned the whole thing. It smelled really good, and I like the energy that it was coming off of it. I have to look
Mhm.
at it. She gave, oh, this is the little gift package she gave me, and I'll tell you. So she gave me some sage, and she gave me a candle, and she told me what it was for. Oh, and she said it was a love Reiki candle. Oh, wait a minute, is that why I keep getting all these love readings, Umber? Snuck in a love candle on me. Mm-mm. I didn't even know. I wish I'd have read this before I lit it. I wouldn't have even read it. It said it was a love Reiki candle. So that's what it was. But it was a really good, and it really did set the mood and kind of uplift me. So dang, she sent me some love, and I didn't even know.
Very nice. And it's interesting because the dragon's blood incense also helps to protect you and protect and strengthen your aura from external negative psychic attacks. And so again, it energizes your psychic and spiritual core as well as protecting you from psychic hits. And so again, it strengthens your aura. And we all have auras. The auras around every one of us. So it's just us making sure we keep ours protected, make sure keep it strong.
Oh my gosh. So in this little packet, so Umber is just so nice. This She gave me this one. We went to I would say San Francisco, Lord have mercy. When we went to Louisiana for New Orleans, she gave me this. It had a sage stick in it, had the candle in there, and it had these two stones in it. She gave me a rose quartz, and she gave me a moonstone. The moonstone looks a little bit like faded quartz, and I was excited when I got it, and I love it. She even gave you a little explanation of each one. The moonstone is feminine goddess energy. And then rose quartz is again love and affection. I think Oprah think I need love. Oprah, why you keep giving me all this love?
I think she's hitting something there. She's making a hint somehow.
I love Angie. Be open to love, Angie. So I guess that's what she's doing. But I thank her for it. It was a nice little packet. And it was just as simple as this, a little cute bag with this little stuff in it. And it was a really nice gesture. And again, positivity in the home. Have friends and family that help you to around you that help boost your energy. Like I didn't even know that. And look how she boosted my energy and maybe, gave an overall happy energy to my house. That's what you need sometimes, to surround yourself with people like that who infuse that kind of energy into you instead of always taking your energy away.
And tonight I am using the Tarot of Dreams tarot deck. So when you see the images on the deck, it's coming from this deck here. So that's the kind of deck. Angie, which one are you using tonight? Did you?
I am using the Radiant Wise because I love that. That's my new deck. I love it,
Oh,
love
that's
it,
right. I
love
still
it.
haven't gotten that one up. I need to get that one up.
And then I'm also using this one. You may have this one up. It's the Learner's deck. I'm
Yep,
also
the
using
learner's
that.
deck I do have.
And
Absolutely.
I do like. And this one is a little bit different in that it tells you on the side, oh, the person who was asking about numbers, this deck tells you what each numbers mean. So this has a 3 on it, so it tells you what the number 3 means on each side of the card. And so that was something new. This one also has the time of the year that this card rules. So this one is the 3 of Swords, and it says October 3rd to October 12th. So this deck has a little bit different stuff on it that you may use as a beginner. Again, it has the yes, no answer, the time of the year, it has the sign, earth, water, air, whatever. It has the planet, it has the chakra, and again, it has the numerology on the side to tell you what each number means. So this is a very good deck. You might like that.
Absolutely. And again, folks, the decks are just a jumping off point. They're just a comfort zone until you get under your feet the feeling that you understand what Spirit's telling you. Because the reality is the cards are only a tool. The information comes to and through us from Spirit. So once you start using the cards, all they do is help you open up maybe a little faster or give you confidence. That's about it. So,
Hey, Jane from Holland. I hope you made it to the list. I don't know if you asked for a question, but I just feel really drawn to you. Maybe we can fit you in there somewhere. She's from Holland and she said she couldn't sleep and we came up in her feed. I hope you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and that you are entertained by us.
absolutely, welcome in. Welcome in. Nice to have you in.
Okay,
And
so
the other deck that I'm using tonight, is the traditional Rider-Waite. I no matter what, I still go back to this from time to time because there's times where this one is so specific and so it has my energy all through it. So when I'm in a frustrating situation or something, and I can't find some answers, boy, this one's my go-to deck. And again, it's very basic, very traditional looks, but it is a good go-to deck. If you ever, again, and it is the images that are here that Angie was talking about. It is the images on the training deck. So the good part is when you graduate from a training deck to a regular deck, you can graduate from a training deck to the Rider-Waite full deck and then get the confidence and then take the leap as well.
and even if you graduate from it, you can still go back to it because sometimes I go back and look at other stuff and I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot that that's what that meant. Like I forgot that sometimes the Ace of Swords or the Page of Swords is curiosity. Because sometimes I see it as a delay in information or good news coming, but it's also curiosity and trying to seek information. So it's a good reminder.
Absolutely. And then this is another one that we use sometimes, the Light Seers deck, and then of course the Modern Witch Tarot, which is a wonderful deck.
A favorite. That's got to be a favorite of a lot of people. Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now you guys know what it is we're doing, which cards we use, and how we come to some of our
Like,
some of our
order
answers.
from the link from Don from his store, because he has affiliation with Amazon. So order from Don's
Mhm.
link, and get him some good, some good brownie points from Amazon.
Exactly. I appreciate that. Yep.
For Blue Ocean, can I see what's coming good in 24? I heard more power to you. And so it was like a big cord was being plugged into the ethers, into the atmosphere, or into your higher power. So what they're saying is you need to plug in a little more, tap in. They're showing me like how they're trying to keep the rest of the world out of your, like, keep the rest of the world away. Like there's like a big wall up around you of energy and it's just blue and it's just radiating. It kind of looks like rain at first, but it's just a big blue wall that is surrounding you. And they're trying to push the social media away, like the news, the TV, everything that's going on in the world. They're trying to push it. They want to isolate you a little bit because they're showing me the hermit card and get you one on one so they can infuse you with positivity and things that you want to accomplish. Like you're asking, how can you move forward in your career? They're trying to show you how to move forward in your career. You're asking how to move forward in love. They're trying to show you how to do all these things. But are you listening or are you letting the outside influence? Oh, my friend just broke up with her boyfriend. So now that's ticking in your brain about men. And that's kind of guiding you on how you're looking at the dating pool or things like that. They want you to shut out all of that and devote time to them. They're telling me 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I don't know if you're up at that time or if you have that leisurely time, but they're showing me the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock hour where you just kind of devote that time to them. Whether it be you just kind of, some mornings I'll get up and I'll just feel like cooking breakfast. And while I'm cooking breakfast, my guides are talking to me because I'm out of that left brain. I'm in that right brain. I'm cooking breakfast and I'm making this and I'm doing it for my son so that he'll have something to eat in the morning. So some mornings when I'm making breakfast or when I'm making my coffee or when I'm lighting my incense, they'll talk to me. So are you devoting that personal time for yourself? And then I'm also listening to positive affirmations to get my day started. So what are you trying to do in order to change your mindset so that you're not being fed by so many negative energies? And they're saying stop watching the news. I don't know if you're a news person. I am, and I used to watch it religiously. I've cut it back just a little bit. I do try to stay informed and just know what's going on in the community. But I have drawn back a lot from social media because it is overwhelming. It is a lot sensationalized, and it does kind of breed fear in you. And my guys have always told me, you're protected. What are you fearing? you're protected. Anything that you're going through is a part of your lessons or a part of what you're supposed to be learning. So don't be fearful of the things that are going on in the world. Be mindful of the things that we're telling you. And again, it's that push pull. Do I listen to the things of the world, or do I listen to the guidance that is coming from a higher power? This is where your connection needs to grow, to your higher power, not to the people around you. Because when you get your mental together and get yourself all focused and grounded and connected, nothing of this world not necessarily matters, but freaks you out to the point where you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because you know your higher power is either already guiding you and giving you information on how to move forward, or they are trying to guide you. So are you tapping in? So for your 2024, I see you being more connected to your spiritual guides or to your higher power, and getting the information you need in order to move forward and to make the decisions that you need. So your future scene is black and white. When it's black and white for me, that means that you can color it in how you want. Do you want a new job? Do you want a new house? Do you want a new this? Do you want a new that? You want a new love? What are you doing to procreate those things? Today I saw a post that I had posted a long time ago. If you met you, would you like you? Like, are you of that place where you're ready to date, where you're ready to meet somebody, where you're ready to cultivate a relationship of any kind, work, family, romance? Are you in that mindset where it's a positive experience and not a dumping on you or you dumping on them? Is it a reciprocal give and take in both directions? So how do you want to be move forward? But it's also a give and take to your higher power, and that's the most important relationship that you need to cultivate. So that's what they're showing me for you.
For me, I was instantly drawn to "About Damn Time," the Lizzo song. So I get the feeling like a breakthrough is like right here. It's like you've been working and toiling and putting in the effort, and I feel at one point you felt stuck, or you felt like you were just like walking through quicksand, and every time you took a step you felt like you were going further down and not up. But I feel like it's about damn time, and again, it's the turn you're getting. There's a turn right here. And so what I would suggest to you first and foremost is I would start a mindset ritual that changes your mindset, because you need to make sure that when the turn happens, that you don't question, did I earn it? Did I deserve it? Is it time? Is it real? Because when you start questioning that, you wind up deteriorating from that benefit. So the most important thing is when that turn comes, when that benefit arrives, which is right around the corner, if not already, then you need to just accept it thankfully, gratefully, and say, you know what, I've earned this, I've worked for it. Now, what can I do to maximize the effort, and let's move on, and just kept moving. Because again, I just think that if you are not grateful for one, you will not maximize it. If you're not thankful and grateful are the same in my opinion, but they're also a little different. But thankful is giving thanks. Grateful is being grateful for what's giving you. So that's why I'm saying grateful and thankful. But more importantly, the don't question it. Don't question it, because that you're not meant to question. Just accept it and say, you know what, it is about damn time, and then maximize it. Okay, so open yourself to it. Embrace this, because this is again, this is a long time coming. And if you blow it, if you don't open up and bring this in now when it comes to you, then it's going to be a while longer before you get something else. Again, this is spirit delivering to you, because it is about damn time.
Oh my gosh, Don, that is so fitting, because I've had a couple of readings where I'm like, your spirit guides are tired of you. Like, they're tired of trying to pull you along and you're being so resistant. So they're just going to let you kind of flail in the wind a little bit. And that makes sense that you said that, you know what I'm saying? It's about time. And, if you don't take it this time, then they may just, not come back for a while. But another thing is, I kept hearing while Don was talking, is don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And it reminded me of some of my friends. She opened up her Starbucks app, and she had $25 on there. She was like, "Did somebody give me a gift card? You can't load. How did I get all this extra money?" And I said, "Why is you questioning the gods? They gave you Starbucks money. Go spend that. Don't keep asking about it. Just go spend it. Go have some pumpkin muffin and a green tea lemonade. Like, what is the problem? Never question Starbucks money. Just take it and go." And so that's
Exactly.
the thing. Be mindful, be appreciative of the gift that you're receiving. Again, sometimes we see negative situations, and like Don say, is this an opportunity or an obstacle for you? Sometimes we see a negative situation where we had a flat tire, and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, darn, it's a flat tire. For me, it's, oh, now I have money in the bank to pay for it. And like Don always says, oh, I was able to pull off the side of the road safely. I didn't get into an accident. I didn't tear my car up. I didn't have, it could have been more horrific than that. Find the joy in it and the gratefulness in it. And I know sometimes it's hard. Believe me, this journey is not for the faint of heart. When you come down to this earth, you got a lot going on. But it's, again, being connected to that higher power and being able to shut everything else out. And that's how they're showing it. They want to isolate you so that they can move you forward in the light of what you're asking for. You're asking for all these things, but the focus needs to be here. And you're looking at everybody else. Stay here. This is where you need to be focused on your higher power and how do you connect. And the one thing you could ask is, how do I get from where I am now, unfocused and not tapped in, to where I'm tapped in, to where I'm focused, to where I'm connected, to where I'm understanding that you're trying to talk to me. So then allow them to show it to you and to lean into it. Don't keep pulling back and thinking, oh, it's a coincidence or that can't be right. Lean into it and allow your guys to continue to pull you forward and to give you the understanding that you need. You're just a little bit off focus and you have too much going on. So devote that 6 o'clock hour, 6 a.m. hour, because they're showing me the 6 to 7. So I don't know if that's AM or PM, but devote that 6 o'clock hour to your higher power or to yourself or to meditation or to whatever you need to do to lock in and connect with your higher power.
Exactly. Exactly. Who is next, Kina?
I wanted to say this too, Don. There's so many new people in there. I'm so happy to see all these new people. I hope that we get to you all. Stephanie Chowes, we see your question. We just want you. You just keep saying, "Can you please help? Can you help me, please?" What is it that you need help with? Do you have a specific question or thing, or you just want general guidance on something? Again, we are going to the people we're drawn to. So if your energy is low and you're not trying to be in a good place, then we may not tap into your energy because you're going to pull us down. And tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I'm not trying to be in the sad energy because I took on your energy and you're not in a good place. So I want you all to be kind of upbeat and be lighthearted in the comments and have a good time. This is a joyous time, a thankful time, a time of being grateful. Is that what we're doing? So that's what we need to know. You're welcome, Blue Ocean. Bobby Lee. Okay. Is Bobby Lee still here?
Babili. I like that name. Babili.
If she's not, I wouldn't be mad because I don't want to do past life. Hey, Bonnie. Look, I didn't know what you were trying to say, Bonnie. I was like, what? It said, hey, regret. And I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, oh, maybe she was referring to the old reading. I got it, Bonnie.
Lifetime sentiment.
Fast fingers. Okay, Bobby Lee, if you're not here, we're going to move on.
I assure you, Angie has tons of experience with somebody who types terribly, and she has to try to figure out what.
Sometimes I'm just like, nah, wait, let me retype that whole thing. That don't make no sense.
Because I my typos are awful, and so it's funny. I'm like,
Bobby Lee's here, Keenan.
by the time I get the correction done, she's like, oh no, I figured it out already. It's like I have a whole new language.
All right, can I get a general around my psych or my past lives? I don't really get anything on your past lives, so let me see what they have for you in general.
Oh, thank you, Bonnie. That's very nice. Bonnie says she's seen them. Thanks, Bonnie. You didn't have to quickly agree. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Bobby Lee, we haven't read you yet, so whatever you heard probably wasn't for you yet. So here we go. Let's see what we got for you. Don, if you have anything, you could go because I'm not really getting anything. I'm getting a little bit of a stubborn energy for her.
I do have something for Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee, one of the past lives that I'm picking up for you was a southern life in the South, and you were a sharecropper, and you were not feminine. You're not a woman in that life. You were a man, and it was not an easy life. It was a very hard life, a very toiled life. But your life lesson was patience and virtue. And those were the two things that you committed to when you came into that life to learn. So patience, virtue, and a little bit of common sense you took from you with that lifetime. So for this lifetime, those are not you'll not have to learn those lessons again. But those are the lessons you learned from that. And this was maybe again, this was like the late 1890s, 1910s, somewhere in that frame. It was after the Civil War, but it was before the Roaring '20s and before the crash in 1929, because I'm getting a very specific time frame in my head with what they're giving me. So if you're expecting me to tell you about where a king once or a queen once or whatever, no, that's Hollywood. But what I'm picking up is a little different. It's reality. So but know that again, you lived you lived a strong life. You had a contract. You knew what you wanted from that lifetime, and when you died, you left this world with that contract fulfilled. You got everything done you needed to do. So there you go. What you got, Angie?
For Bobby Lee, when I first asked what was going on, can you all hear me? Because I changed my.
Yep.
Okay, good. I forgot to put on the one that goes on here. I totally forgot, and I was like, I'm surprised nobody said we can't hear you. But okay, so I'm back in business. I got you could if you wanted to. Like you could make more accomplishments if you wanted to. You could make these changes if you wanted to. But is it something that you really desire? So they're showing me the Two of Swords right now, like you're at a stalemate, like you're not making a decision. You need to make a decision, but you're refusing to make the decision. So you have two options. I feel like it's career because I see the word career. I see the word red. I see the color red. So that's power for me. And they're saying to take back your power. What power do you have in this situation to decide how you want to move forward? Are you thinking about doing an industry change or some kind of career change that is drastic that would take you from like medical to legal or something like that? Like it seems like a big overall change that you're thinking about, but you haven't decided how you want to do it or what you should do or if you should do it. And they're saying you could if you wanted to. If you wanted to make this career path, you could. Just set the things in motion. Just decide what you want, and then they'll be able to help you to move forward. If you're thinking about a career change, and decide this is what I want to do, and then it'll help you move forward in the light of okay, now I've decided I'm going to make a career change. So okay, I don't want to be in this industry anymore. I have to decide where I want to go. And so they're showing me this is where you are, and they're showing me boom, 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 boom. You have all these options. You just have to decide. And so, do I want to go here? Do I want to go here? Do I want to go here? Or do I want to go here? Where do I want to go? And once you decide, or even decide that you want to take that step forward, then that's all you need. And it's like an activation, but literally like a button is being pressed, and and the lights come on, and everything starts to work. And the universe is like, oh, okay, we got action. We're ready to move her forward. She's decided what she wants to do. Now let's get her on that road to doing what she needs to do. Get her on the right track. This is the track she's on. She decided she wants change. Let's move her here. They're showing me the death card with transformation. I feel like you're going through some spiritual transformations too, where you're questioning your foundations and how you grew up or things that you knew in the past, or just things about religion or spirituality, and you're wondering which way should I go? Which way gives me more freedom? I've always said the spirituality gave me more freedom than religion gave me. And so they're saying lean into all those things. One doesn't diminish the other one. Deciding that you want to do another career, exploring other options doesn't diminish the career that you're in. It just gives you more leverage to decide which direction you want to go. Just exploring other religions, other beliefs, other meditation things. They don't diminish your current beliefs. They just help you to understand, do I want to stay here, or do I want to move forward, or do I want to expand? So exploration is not your enemy. They're actually showing me the Page of Swords, which is curiosity, which is gathering information, which is good news coming in. And so are you ready to receive all of this abundance? Are you ready to take action? Because they're showing me the Fool card, and we know the Fool card is it's usually the guy. Do I have one? Oh, actually, here on this card, this is what the traditional Fool card looks like, and he's falling back, and he doesn't know what he's falling into. But for you, you're falling back, and then you're pulling yourself back up. Then you're falling back, and you're pulling yourself back up. So it's like I'm ready to go in. Nope, I'm not. I'm ready to go in. No, I'm not. And that right there, exactly. Like he's ready to go, but then you're falling back, and then you're pulling yourself forward. You're falling back, and you're pulling yourself forward. And they're saying like shit or get off the pot. Either go move forward and do it, or just stand here. But don't keep calling us like the boy who cried wolf, asking for something that you're not ready for. When you ask for it, we're ready to activate, because this is your higher power. They have unlimited resources. Do not Do not limit what they can do for you in any way. If you said you're ready to go, then be ready to go. Don't say that you're ready to go and then you want to sit back and wait and think, oh, I need more information. Once you say you're ready to go and that button is activated, your higher power is going to get you to where you need to be. Even if they have to push you or roll you down a hill and you get some bumps and lumps and bruises along the way, you're going to get where you need to be. But you have to be ready for the journey.
Super. Well,
Spiritually
hopefully,
do that too. She said something in spirituality is what she wants to do. Then what is it? Something in spirituality isn't specific. Is it that you want to because there's a lot of different ways you can do spiritual. You could be a counselor, you could be a mentor, you could do tarot, you could do mediumship, you could do reiki, you could do heal. There's so many different avenues you could do in spirituality. Which one appeals to you the most, or do you want to explore them all? Again, we have a Tuesday night class at 6 p.m. On Tuesday nights, Mountain Standard Time, where we explore those options and our gifts and our abilities, and we decide which way is stronger for us, or which way we like more, or what direction our gifts are leading us to. And so, have you explored those things, or are you just saying, "Oh, I would like to"? I would like to go skydiving, but until I look up the price, look up a company, find out what I need to do, it's just me saying it. It's not me putting any action behind it. Sometimes it's a series of steps to show that you're committed to it, and that's what so what is it that you want to do in spirituality that you find appealing or that you want to even explore? Bless you, Don. And
thank you.
then YouTube University has information on all of it. Anything you want to know about it, you can go. Look, you found us online. There you go. So I hope that helps you, and I hope that you actually do kind of plug in and start to move forward and get ready for the action steps for 2024.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with that said, before we move on, let's do a little thing. This is you'll be the first to see for the holidays. We're going to remind you of a holiday of this one coming up, and then the next.
Oh my gosh, I remember that one from last year because I love the snow globe. I'm a very big snow globe person. Everybody's like, "Have you started decorating for Christmas?" I have this collection of snow globes that I bought a couple years ago, and that's the extent of my decorating, pulling those snow globes out.
Yeah, I like that commercial, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to be the first to pop it out there. So there you go.
Exactly. Obviously, I really do hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope you like, share, subscribe, or whatever, and let other people know. And I hope it gave you some guidance for things that are going on. Have a happy holiday and the rest of your 2023. You decide how you're going to enter your 2024, full of power and momentum, or sluggish and just standing there like a hangman.
Yep, and make sure you own it. Just own it. That's so important because I don't know. I just see people. Again, if you want to move forward, you don't wait for everybody else. Don't wait for anybody else. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. So own it. Own your power. Own you, and then take responsibility. If you make a wrong decision and you turned off in one direction, and if that doesn't work, change again. Change again. Nobody's hurt. The most important thing is you move, because if you're standing still, the world is passing you by. So make sure you understand that. So there you go. So with that said, let's see who is next. Samantha.
Sometimes I do think that they ask, "Have you ever dealt with people gaslighting you and with your abilities or your intuition, like somebody like kind of telling you you're better than you are, or just kind of geeking you up with your." I don't think that it's gaslighting. I think that uh, it is the praise and the support that we need. The one thing we always tell people, Keena, can you put Bobby D's comment up? The one thing that we always tell people is when you are trying to get into spirituality, is to find a tribe. You need that support. You need people who are trying to help you out. What did I just say about this bag that Umber gave me? I didn't even know it had so many items of love in there. She was trying to support me in a way of receiving love, feeling love, attracting love. And so the whole kit that she made me had to do with love. So you need people around you who are what you're not necessarily gaslighting, but supporting you and encouraging you. Not everybody who comes out is going to be able to see images very clearly, hear from their higher power. Sometimes it's just you learning. I had a friend when she first got in there, all she could see is color. And so she thought that her abilities weren't good. And I used to be like, oh no, you see orange. What does orange mean to you? Orange to me means sunshine. It means Florida. It means oranges. It means sweet. So all of those things together to me mean success, means that good things are coming for you. So it's about you having the support that you need in order to move yourself forward, or to recognize that you do have good gifts, or to support you in some way. So I don't think it's gaslighting. I think it's encouragement necessary. And you always need a tribe of people to help you to find that encouragement that you need. Because if nobody's encouraged you and they're always telling you, oh, this ain't good or you're not doing a good job, listen. When Keena first started doing tarot, I was such a bad person. Keena quit. Like I asked so many questions over and over and over. Keena quit tarot. She just gave her cards away. Just threw and that's not, you know what I'm saying? And so you have to have people that encourage you. But it also helped both of us out. Well, it helped me out. I don't know if it helped Keena out. It probably drove Keena crazy and made her lose all her edges. But I'm just saying, at the time, I was asking her the necessary questions because I didn't know. So you need somebody who is supportive of you and asks you the hard questions and helps you to pull your abilities along. So I don't think that it's gaslighting. I think it's just encouragement that we all need on this journey. Sometimes we think we did a horrible job, and Don will be like, "Oh my God, you were on fire tonight," and I'll be like, "You know what? I felt a little bit foggy." Or other times I'll be like, "Don, you did great," and he'll be like, "The energy was low. I was a little bit under the weather." You need people to encourage you and to see the things that you don't see all the time. So it's not gaslighting; it's just helping you with your intuition. Now, if you have people that you think that don't really believe in your abilities, then don't share them with them. My mom doesn't believe in this. She makes little comments about me doing readings and things. This is just something that we just don't discuss, and that's just it. There's so many other subjects that me and my mom can discuss. This one subject being off on limits is no problem with me, and it
You know,
doesn't touch my
and
ability.
on that same comment, if you're meaning it as in also as gaslight, do people who if the question is again are you concerned that people are gaslighting you, and when you tell them something that really doesn't work for them but they tell you? I don't worry about that so much, and the reason why I don't worry about it, because even if even if um, I'll put it this way: the spirit sends me the information and tells me what the person needs to know, and I go with that. And even if the person may not, in this very moment, be able to connect it to something in their life for exactly what it was intended to be, then if they in a day or two think through it, they most often will come up with it. But most of the time it is right now, it's immediate and it's about that issue. But again, I don't worry about it because spirit is giving them the information they need via me, and spirit's like, you do what you want with it, and whether you use it or not, it's on you. So I don't worry about people gaslighting me, because I truly believe the information I'm giving you is the information you are meant to have. And what you do with it and how it registers with you and how you process it, that's on you and anybody else who receives it. I only know that you're intended to receive it because I was given it for you. And that is the only thing that I think about when I deliver it. I don't worry about, am I going to get it wrong? I don't worry about, are you going to receive it wrong? I don't worry about, does this have an issue with you or not? And I don't worry about what you're going to do and react to it. Because again, you came to me for a specific purpose. You were drawn to us and we're here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been here. And then once you are here, you ask a question, and then we're drawn to you to the point where we actually call upon you, and then we give you the information. Again, a lot of things had to fall into place just to get you there, to get to that point. And so spirit again has been working their magic. And the question is not what the information we're giving you, it's what do you do with it? So I don't question my information. I don't question how it's received. I only question, is the person going to use it to their advantage, or are they just going to poo-poo it? That's on them. Did that make
And
sense?
sometimes, Also, down with that, sometimes I've been doing a reading and they'll tell me, nope, none of that's not true. I'll be like, oh, okay, then I'm sorry. I'm not connected to your energy. We must not be on the same page. Maybe I'm talking about somebody else. I'm sorry that we couldn't connect. You're not going to connect with everybody. And if you're telling somebody something and they don't think it to be true, then you just disconnect. I don't argue with you back and forth. Oh, well, this is what they're routinely. Sometimes I'll say, well, listen, this is what they're showing to me. Either a spirit's lying to me or you're lying to me. So one of you isn't right, or maybe I'm not connected to your energy. I pull out of it and then I move on and keep it going. I can't force what I believe on you. I don't force and I'm not going to try to prove to you that I'm right. You either believe it or you don't. If you came to me and asked me, I gave you the information, you don't like it, then we're just going to move on. And that's just going to be a connection that didn't work out that time. I'm not going to keep fighting with you to help you to believe something that I'm already receiving. If you're saying that that's not true, then that's just not true. Then we're just going to move on. Don't let people make you doubt what you know. Like if
Exactly.
in our group, that's why community is so necessary in this situation, because you need people who understand what you're seeing. If somebody tells me that they saw a spirit in the corner, I believe that they saw a spirit in the corner because I've experienced it, I've seen it, I've talked to them, I've pictured spirits, so I believe it. But if you're with somebody who doesn't believe in this or who doesn't understand how you see or receive information, they are going to discourage you and be like, "Oh, here she go again with that spirit stuff." Thinking she know everything or thinking that she saw something. This girl is crazy. Then you don't share your experience with them. You don't have to share every part of your life with everybody. Everybody in my life doesn't get the same part of Angie. They all get different parts of me based on the relationship that we have or the interactions that we have. You either get more of me or I pull back from you. But you decide. Don't let other people make you think that you don't know what you're talking about because they don't understand the level of understanding that you're in. Everybody's at a different level. You take people where they are. And if they're not ready for it, you move on and you keep going. Me and Keena have had dreams about other people in the family who are going to fall into this and they haven't done it yet. I'm not on them every week. So are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I just let it go. This is what spirit identified to me. When they're ready, they'll come to me. I'm not gonna force myself on nobody or make them believe anything that they're not supposed to believe. So that's what I got. I hope that helped you out, Bobby Lee.
And it
Um,
comes with time and experience and just confidence. It's like, you know what? At one point, I always worried so much about, what, and I realized, you know what? I've been so accurate for so long with so many people that I'm just like, you know what? I meant to give it to you. You take it. You do whatever with it. So I don't worry about people. I'd love to get positive feedback. Believe me, it's a positive thing to get feedback like that. But I am also not going to dwell on the fact of, okay, it didn't register because I had somebody. That like 3 weeks later, 2, 3 weeks later, they sent me a thing and said, "Oh, wait a minute, I had a spirit come in. I had a spirit come in for somebody." And about 2 weeks later, or a week later, she sent me a thing, and she's like, "Oh my God, that was my daughter's ex-boyfriend who died about 10 years ago." And she goes, and I didn't even connect it to that because I didn't even have him in my head. But when I told my daughter about it, she's like, "Mom, that's my boyfriend. That's the one that died." And she's like, "Holy crap. It did not fit in her narrative of where her mind was and what she wanted to receive." And so it didn't even play. And then she told her daughter, she's like, "Mom, that's my ex-boyfriend." And it's like, oh, then it all came through. And so she was gracious to send me a thing and say, "Hey, this, you won't believe it." But I'm like, "Yeah, I do believe it because I told you." So that's kind of how it works. Who is next, Kino?
is Samantha still here?
Samantha, are you still here?
I heard, what if it doesn't? Like, how is that going to change your life if it doesn't get better with you and your daughter? If it's still a tumultuous relationship where you're still having conflict, how is that going to change your life? How are you going to deal with it differently if it doesn't change? Because you can't make her change. And what it feels like with this Samantha situation is you want her to act a certain way, and she's not acting that way. So it frustrates you and it gets you all upset emotionally, and you feel like you're failing as a mom. And what they're saying is, I mean, you may have to learn how to deal with the situation differently. You can't make her be what you want her to be. You can't make her be a doctor. You can't make her find the right person. You have to allow her to make her own mistakes. And then you, and it's painful watching sometimes when people mess up but you have to allow her to live her life. You can't make her live your life through your lenses. So you have to allow her to live her life, and then you can be reactive to whatever stimuli come your way in the relationship, but you can't make her be what you want her to be, even if what you think is for her best and highest and greatest good. You don't know what she was sent to this earth to do, and so her lessons may be different than what you want for her. Maybe you want an easy breezy life for her, but that's just not the life that she's supposed to have, and she needs to go through these struggles. And every time you intervene, you restart the process, and she has to go through these struggles again. Where if you just let her complete the cycle, she can move on in divine timing or under divine direction, and not under your force and your influence on trying to make her be what you want her to be. You haven't responded, so you're not here, but I think that was a good reading.
She was here a few minutes ago, I thought. Samantha, are you still here? Samantha. Maybe not.
I like Tania's comment. Might not always tell you what you want, but will always tell you what you need to hear. Listen, my guys done told me some stuff that I need to hear, and I'll be like, whatever. I'll be mad about it, but it's what I need to hear. All right, Samantha is not here. Monica, all right, you are here. You can right on up. Um, Monica, they're showing me toes, like stepping on somebody's toes. Do you feel like you're stepping on somebody's toes at work, or is somebody stepping on your toes? Because they're showing me toes, and I heard stepping on your toes, or don't step on your toes, like you're on your tiptoes, or like you're walking on eggshells around somebody. So is somebody irritating you or making you feel like they're in your personal space, or they're violating your space, like they're stepping on your toes. Like I feel like this is a work situation where maybe you're working on a project or you're working on an assignment and you're supposed to be doing it, but when you get into it, they've already done the work. I have a coworker like that. I asked her, in certain systems, only certain people have licenses, or they can only get so many licenses for our department. So certain people will be given that license. And so I'll ask her, oh, can you get this document for me? So she'll pull the document, and instead of her just sending me the document, she goes into my contract, she uploads the information, she puts her own comment in there, and she thinks she's being helpful. But again, you don't know what I was going to do with that, or what I needed to check for that, or what reason I needed for it. So don't just go into my project or into my space and start making comments and uploading documents. Allow me the space to do it myself, or to learn how to do it, or whatever it is. And so I feel like somebody's stepping on your toes, or getting in your way, or getting in your business, and you're not sure how to move them back. Because I feel like somebody's very, very close to you, and you're not sure how to move them back, or how to tell them in a nice professional way that they need to back off. And what they're saying is just express yourself again. Like I had to like my coworker had to tell somebody, look, if this is assigned to me, just put my name on it and leave it. Don't make any changes, because you're putting the wrong information in there. She didn't say you're putting the wrong information in there. She just says, I like to start the process on my own. Just put my name on it and let me go and get it and do what I have to do. So if that's not the situation, because you're saying there's not somebody stepping on your toes, because that's what they're showing me, you on your tiptoes, you walking on eggshells, or you dealing with a situation. Even if it's not at work, it could be personal, that somebody is in your face and somebody stepping on your toes. So if that's not the case, then maybe this isn't your energy, because you're saying not really. So I'm not going to go any more deeper with the information that I'm receiving. You can go ahead, Donna.
I'm gonna go to the healing cards with Monica. And Monica, the one thing that I get for you is divine guidance. Divine guidance. So Monica, you need to listen a little more. You need to quiet your mind, quiet your energies. Even if you're concerned or you're worried about something, you need to quiet them and listen. You're being divinely guided. You need to figure out how to open up, um, how to embrace whatever it is, and then surrender and release. Release of the frustration, release of the stuff that, again, that keeps you blocked from listening and hearing what the guidance is. Again, you are being guided. So you need to surrender and release some of the frustration, the anger, the ear, whatever it is that keeps you blocked and doesn't allow you to hear it. Because again, they're talking to you, they're looking for you. So again, find some serenity, find a quiet place, a quiet space, quiet your mind. That's probably the biggest thing, is quiet your mind. And then when you quiet your mind, then then you're going to be receiving the blessings that you're hoping for, because again, it's divine guidance, a divine timing and divine guidance. So again, you're being divinely guided. All right, that's what I was saying, Samantha. That's what I have for you. Again, just quiet your mind and start listening a little more. And when you start listening, you're gonna find that you're being given a direction, a path, a helping hand, and take advantage of it, because again, they're doing this for a reason. They're doing this for a reason. This is that time. Okay. How do I receive divine? Again, I guess I wasn't clear. Again, first of all, quiet the mind, quiet all the noise around you. Make sure you're blocking out a lot of stuff that distracts you from hearing. And again, when I say hearing, I don't mean necessarily hearing as in somebody speaking to you. I mean hearing as in getting something. You can tell if sometimes if you can tell if a comment or a idea or whatever is yours or coming from someplace else, because generally speaking, if it's coming from spirit, it's going to be delivered to you in a way that you don't usually speak. It's going to be delivered to you in a way that where when you communicate that it sounds like this is fresh and new, something that's novel to you, something that would have nothing to do with you usually, but it just comes to you. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's the thing that to keep in mind. And so open your mind, close the busyness, the craziness in your mind, and just let things flow through. And as those things flow through, but I do hear lots of voices inside my brain. Well, if you're hearing voices, then why are you asking me about receiving guidance? You're getting the guidance. You're getting the information. So listen to it. Don't poo-poo it. Don't blow it off. I mean, again, if I'm you ask me a question, then you answer it. Ask and answer. Ask and answer. You know, I feel like I'm in court or something.
Let me help you out, because she's looking for a specific voice. She's looking for somebody to be like, Monica, it is God. Let me guide you. Let me show you how I got divine guidance the other day, and it wasn't even, and the Lord did not speak to me specifically. This is what happened. So I had a medical situation where I'm getting all these bills that are coming in, and I was worried about all the bills coming in. Like, oh my God, all of these, like I had to go to the ER, I had to go to all these doctors, and all these little claims are coming through. Like I had email after claim that was coming through. So my doctor sent me a referral for another doctor. So when I tried to make the referral for the doctor, they said, "Oh, this person retired a couple years ago. He's not available." So they gave, and I couldn't find him in our network. So I called them and was like, "Well, I can't find this person in my network. This is who they referred me to." And she's like, "Well, I can't find him either. Let's get you logged into the system." So she got me logged into our system of insurance. I hadn't set up my own account. So I set up my account. I started looking at my bills. And one of them, I was like, well, that's the exact amount I paid, but they're saying that I didn't owe anything. So I called the doctor, and come to find out, I wasn't supposed to pay them anything. And they owed me a $280 refund. So they're cutting me a check to give me a refund. I was worried. And so this is a situation, and this is how divine guidance works without speaking to me directly, but me doing a series of steps and understanding. I was worried about the bills that were coming in. I had to contact them in order to make this appointment. I followed her direction and went ahead and logged into the system. I was able to see my claims, see that they billed me incorrectly, and I got a $200, almost $300 refund on a bill that I can use to pay for some of the other bills. And so that's divine guidance. That's following the directions. I could have been like, you know what, I ain't got time. I'm not trying to log into this system. I don't want to do this. That's following the divine guidance. That's them speaking to you. This situation was used to divinely guide me to getting $300 back. You're looking for God to speak to you in a certain way. Sometimes there's just things that happen in your life and a series of steps that you need to have in order for you to get the money. Had I not went through and reviewed my all the claims that came in, I would not have known. And that company was not about to send me my $300 back until I requested it. Because when I called in, you know, she said, "Oh yeah, your claim has processed. I guess we could start your refund policy because your doctor's already paid." They weren't going to send me that $300 back, but because of divine guidance in the whole situation, a negative situation that I was dealing with, I was divinely guided to receive $300 that'll go to another set of bills that'll help me in this situation that I was already worried about. So that's another way that divine guidance works. You're looking for it where the Lord is just going to give you a dream at night, and he's going to unfold your whole world. Okay, go get this job. Okay, go get this car. Okay, go move into this house. Okay, here's your husband. And it's just going to come step by step. Sometimes it's recognizing in different ways. It doesn't always fall into just God just directly speaking to you, showing you an image. It's a series of steps. And I was grateful that I went through all of that I went through in order to get this refund, in order to get this message, in order to get this divine guidance. So I hope that kind of helps you out and helps you understand that divine guidance comes in many ways. You're looking for it specifically to come a certain way, and sometimes it comes in different ways. Sometimes it's just, you know what, take a different route home. And then you find out, oh, I didn't take the 10 home. I took the streets home. There was a huge accident on the 10. I avoided all that traffic and I made it home in enough time. There's been times where traffic was too thick and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I never will get it through. And the Lord parts the traffic like the Red Sea. There's lots of ways to receive divine guidance. Are you open to them? Or are you thinking that there's just a coincidence or this has nothing to do with it and this isn't the Lord speaking to me? The Lord speaks to you in many ways. Remember in the Bible, he set a bush on fire. And sometimes I need that kind of guidance. I'd be like, look, Lord, I'm going to need you to set a bush on fire because this is just unbelievable. And I don't think that what you're saying, I'm clearly understanding. So in that fashion, I don't necessarily mean set a bush on fire. I need you to do something as dramatic as that for me to understand that you're speaking to me. So that's what you can do. That's divine guidance. That's how I mean it in divine guidance. So there's many different ways. So you're receiving the information. You're just kind of throwing it out as coincidence and like, well, how did I know that? Or does that make sense? No, that can't be the Lord talking to me. It can be the Lord talking to you or your higher power or however you refer to your higher power. Lean into it. Lean into it and ask them to give you more confirmation that is tangible. I always ask for tangible confirmation, something that I can see, hear, feel, touch, and know that it's real. That $300 that's coming in the mail, that's a real confirmation that I am being divinely guided to be able to, one, take care of these bills and money continue to flow into me from different resources.
And for anybody who is here and anybody who pops in while I'm speaking, or anybody, period. There, another thing you can do again is you don't even need necessarily psychic guidance or tarot cards or any of those things. Again, if you're listening to spirit, but one thing you can also do is you can with time and patience you can use a pendulum. But you can you can take your questions, make them yes, no answers, and then use pendulums to answer your questions. And that you can do from the home. In the privacy of your house, you can ask any of the questions you want. And one of the things you do is if you don't have a pendulum, you can use like a necklace that you use all the time. If you're wearing a necklace all the time, something that has a heavy charm on the end or something, you can do the same thing with that as anything else. It has to be a longer kind of thing that hangs down and has a little bit of weight on the end, so where you can get it to move. Now, I didn't bring a pendulum. I wish I did. Angie, do you have one available either? I don't know.
I usually have it here on the table, but I think I was using it the other day to ask myself questions, and I took it in the other room. So no, I don't have it on the table with me either.
Yeah, and I usually too, and
I took both in the room.
Yeah, then this is you can buy pendulums online. This is one. It's like $7.98 through this site here at Amazon, and this one is like $9. So they're not expensive. And this one is like a copper one, and then this one is natural stones. But again, you don't need necessarily these pendulums. If you have a necklace that you use all the time, a necklace is perfect for this. You know, I mean, like these bells that I use all the time, I would not use them as a pendulum necessarily, but I could because again, see how it hangs and then it has the thing at the end. And what you do with the pendulum is you test it first. When you take the pendulum, first you hold it in your hand, you get your energy in your hand. So and I'm going to pretend this is a stone or something, okay? You take the pendulum and you hold it in your hand and you kind of make sure you get your energy in it. Then once you have the energy in the stone and the pendulum, then you take it and you're going to ask a question. You're going to have 3 questions that you know the answers to very clearly, already know the answers to. And then what you're going to do is you're going to ask the question holding this thing steady. So where it doesn't, so when you start, it's not moving at all. And then when you ask the question, it should start moving. And if it starts moving, then if your answer is yes, watch how it moves. And if you answer the second question, it does the same thing and it's a yes, then that's your yes movement. And then if you answer a no and it does something different, then you know the no movement. Angie's showing you right now.
I'm trying to ask mine. Show me a yes. and then it'll start moving. And then my yes is a clockwise circle. So you see it going in a circle, that's my yes. Then I say stop. It stops moving. And I say show me a no. And then it moves back and forth and it shows me a no. My hand is not moving. This is all the pendulum working. And then I will go through and ask a series of questions. Is my name Keena? And so I get a no because my name is not Keena. You know? And so I ask the questions like Don says, and so you set your, that's kind of like tempering or kind of, getting, making sure that everything is still the same. Like every single time I bring up my pendulum, I say, show me a yes, show me a no. But one thing that Monica said was she says, I don't receive information as such, but when I ask questions, I get some voices. And they said yes, you do receive information like that. You just discredit it as being common sense or things that you already know or just a coincidence. You are still being divinely guided in every single way because you're asking the questions. You don't always have to hear it audibly. And that's the thing, you're discrediting it and making it seem like it's not true. These are all divinely guided things. Again, sometimes you're on your way home and you're like, I want some chicken. Let me go to Popeyes and get the chicken. And so you go that route instead of the way that you were going. That's divinely guided through your hunger. You're thinking that, oh, this is just my brain, but your brain had, what I'm saying? That's just you receiving the information. You're hearing the voices, but then you're coming to us and saying, well, how do I get information? You're clearly receiving information and discrediting it as not receiving information. And your guides are like, well, I don't know how else to tell it to you because we're literally talking to you and you're saying, oh, no, I'm not receiving the information. But on the other hand, acknowledging that you're hearing the voices. So you have to quiet it down and you can test the spirit and you can ask the spirit, are you pure positive light energy that I'm receiving this from? If not, then I send you back to where you came from in the same light that you were trying to come to me. So you don't have to take all the answers that are coming to you. Again, sometimes the answers that they give me are so outlandish. I'm like, that don't make sense. And so I need them to give me a burning bush. I need them to give me something that is so tangible that I can understand that. If I saw a bush on fire that was talking to me, I would understand, oh, that's a bush that's on fire. That's outlandish. That's not some. So I need something as outlandish as a burning bush talking to me, but in this reality, in this lifetime, in the way that I'm living it now, that I can understand. And to me, receiving that refund was just that outlandish. I didn't even expect $300 to be coming my way, but it is coming my way. And boom, boom, boom. That's other bills that are going to be paid. So that's you receiving information and not understanding that you're receiving information. And they're saying just tap in, just calm down, and just believe that the information is coming from the source that it's coming from. And in this situation, you're just kind of believing that you're just a smarty arty and that this information that you're receiving is just your brain and not from your higher power. And they're like, well, hold on, what do you think we here for? We're telling you this information. You ain't that super smart. You getting this revelation from somewhere. You just need to know how to receive this information and move it forward. I never think that I'm so smart that my guides are not guiding me. The information that is coming to me, oh, okay, I'm hearing this voice, that makes sense that they're telling me that. Even if I dream about my grandmother, like I said a couple weeks ago, I wanted to make a full Sunday dinner, and I did. That was my grandmother comforting me because I needed that kind of comfort, but I didn't know that I needed that comfort. But that was her comforting me, or that was her being around me and giving me the loving energy that she felt that I need. So are you learning to receive the messages that you're receiving from all sources? Or are you just thinking, oh no, they would never talk to me like that, or it's too hard, or I can't do it? So just be open to all the ways that you can receive and don't think that it has to be something visual or that it has to be something vocal. It could come from many different ways. I've gotten enlightenment or answer to my question listening to other people talk. Like I'll be in line somewhere and people will be talking. I'll be like, that's exactly my situation. I've gotten answers from listening to readings. Sometimes they'll send me the same type of reading over and over and over again. I'll be like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm being convicted right now. You giving me the same reading over and over again. Maybe this is something that I need to work on in myself. And so that's again divine guidance. Different ways that your divine will guide you. So just be open to all the different ways. But you are receiving messages. You just have to tune in and learn how to adjust the information to work for you. All right, so Keena, who's next? Oh my gosh, all these people that are in here new on the YouTube site, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe if nothing else. I'm so pleased that you're in here. I'm so glad to see these new names, and it's just so exciting to get a refreshing new list. I always ask my guys to send me new people who are ready for the information that we have, and that I can meet you on the level that you're ready to receive, not on my level, because your level may be something different, and that I can speak the words that help you receive what information you need to know. So, Miss Jane, are you still here? Ask a question about your relationship. So, what is the question about your relationship, Miss Jane?
Jane, are you still here?
She was in Holland. It was kind of late. I hope she didn't fall asleep. Oh, yeah, she's still here. What is your question? What is it that you want to know about your relationship? Is he coming back?
But Jane, be pre-warned. Don't ask what they're thinking or so forth, because we're not getting into their heads. We're not getting into somebody else's head. We can get into your head and give you an idea of what's happening around you, but we're not going into somebody else's head deeply. Yes, Kelly, Bonnie does love readings. That's why I put her name up there. If we are going to stay together, and if he is not cheating on me. I say pendulum.
Is Jane's significant other cheating on her? I gotta know. He's not. And then I heard the word paranoid. Why are you paranoid? Has he cheated on you in the past, and you forgave him, and then you're just wondering, or have you been cheated on repeatedly, and you're dragging your old energy into this relationship and making this person pay for it? The one thing that I said earlier was, if you met you, would you like it? Are you a person that's ready to receive love, or are you still hurt and heartbroken? Because they're showing me the Three of Swords, and it's in the reverse this time. And usually with the Three of Swords and it's in the reverse, that means you haven't healed. You're still dealing with the wounds. I like a Three of Swords in the upright, because that kind of means you've already been cut, you've already been wounded, and you're kind of moving on to the next level, which is a Four of Swords, is where you get that rest and you get to move forward. And so, and, okay, and so exactly. So if he cheated on you in the past and you forgave him, then that's what you have to do, forgive him. You can't forgive him and then keep looking through the window of his infidelity and saying, well, is he going to do it again? You either need to let him go completely because you don't trust him, or you need to be all in with him and trust him completely, because nobody wants to be in a situation where they're constantly being questioned whether I did it or not, and cause this questioning. I don't constantly want you to keep coming to me. Imagine if you were at work and you had a project and you forgot to attach something, or you forgot to do a step in the thing and it messed it up. So every single time you have you have a new project, they say, hey, did you do this? Did you create the report? Did you attach the report? Did you make sure the numbers were right? They ask you that over and over and over again. How would you feel if they kept doing that to you at work over and over and over again? Or you gave somebody, you put the wrong note in there. Are you sure that's their chart? Did you make sure that was their chart? Did you get it right? How many times do you want somebody to come back and keep reminding you of your mistake? So you're either going to love him completely and fully, or you're going to let him go and move on because you can't trust him. And sometimes when you get to that point where you can't trust, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that you can't get over it and you haven't healed from it, and you may need to disconnect from them in order to heal from it, because all you can see is the infidelity in them, and you're always questioning. Okay, he said he'd be home at 8. It's 8:22. What took so long? It could have been traffic. Maybe he picked up some food. So now you've worked yourself up into a negative energy. When he comes through the door, you're all upset. You're ready to pick a fight, and you didn't even get to hear that it was just traffic, or it's an accident, or he stayed late at work. You're still seeing him through the eyes of infidelity. So you have to decide at this point, can I trust him enough to move forward and fully love him, or do I need to disconnect and find somebody else? Don't let fear of being alone keep you in a relationship with somebody you just don't trust, regardless of whether they are still cheating on you or whether you perceive that they are, because it hurts the relationship. It's unfair to them and it's unfair to you. So that's what I got for Miss Jane.
Next.
But I don't think that he's cheating on you right now. I think he's very remorseful. Because I see him with his head down and kind of like a wounded kitten, or a kitten that's or like a dog that's been chastised and they kind of have their head down and they're whimpering. That's how I see it. So I don't think that he's cheating on you. All right, Miss Jasmine, a love reading, of course. Where were y'all at this morning? Well, Bonnie was all doing love readings like left or right.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna have to go straight to the cards on this. You know what? Let me move this bag that Umber gave me because this love might just be spilling all over the screen. Let me just put that over there. Miss Jasmine, are you still here? No, Bonnie, don't say that. Don't say that, Bonnie. No, we know love is all your territory. We don't listen. We're not stepping on your toes, honey.
Oh no, and there are people. That's how you get a hold of Bonnie. That's how you reach out to her, right there.
Exactly. Thank you, Miss Joan. It was good to see you on the live tonight. Please come back and see us. I'll be back on Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Actually, what's tomorrow? Thursday? I don't think nobody will be on tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving and we should be eating. But Friday, Julie and Gabe will be back on. So you should be subscribed to all of us because Sunday through Fridays, one of us is on. The only day that nobody's live is Saturday. But Sunday through Thursday, somebody from our psychic squad, and that's what we call ourselves, is live doing readings or something. Sometimes it's in the daytime, sometimes it's in the nighttime, but they're all different times. We have people as early as 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 p.m., all different times. So just make sure that you're subscribed to all of us, and then you'll be able to go ahead. Those little QR codes and those little links that Don are putting in there, that's to each one of us in all of our channels. All right.
And each of us have a different. Each of us have different strengths and different preferences and stuff. So and different ways of reading. And so again, when you make sure that you visit each of them because each person has a different way of reading, and some people connect easier to some than others. So again, it's good to see them all and to experience them all.
I remember this question for Salem. I don't know how to say your first name, but the last name is Salem. Are you still here? I remember when I read this question, I got a no on pursuing it. I'm going to use the pendulum again. Should Salem pursue a music career? And I got a no again. I don't know if you can see it. Let me stop it so you can see. My left to right like this, that's a no. Should Salem, wait, let me make sure it's not moving. Should Salem pursue a music career? And I'm getting a no. It's not where your passion is. You kind of like it and you enjoy doing it, but I'm not getting a yes on that. And you know that. Will you gain success and happiness from it? If you don't feel joy in it, then no, you won't get success and happiness from it. It doesn't matter what it is or whether you're even successful at it. There's a lot of successful people. I always think of Anthony Bourdain. We thought that he had the greatest life ever. He was the person that would travel all over and see all these different countries and show us all these different lands. We thought that he had a fantastic life. Who would want to travel all over and see all these things and give us all this stuff? And then lo and behold, he unalived himself. And so just because somebody's making a lot of money for him or being successful doesn't mean that it's going to be happiness and joy. And I get that maybe you like to play it, but you don't like the demands that it puts on you or the commitment to it and the practices that you have to do and some of the rules and regulations that you're going through. So I don't get it. I get more of a technical career for you. Maybe like we're working with the boards, like behind the scenes, not so much as playing the instruments, but maybe behind the songs, creating beats, but using boards and technology because they show me a very precise technical career, but they show me boards and things lighting up. So I don't think that it's the musician part of it, the musical instrument part, but maybe the producing part of it in the background and guiding somebody else. You seem to be a person who wants to help others, but that just may not be the avenue that you want to go in as far as being the actual person who plays the music. Maybe you're the person who helps other people to find their way in the music industry or create the beats for them or helps them to get their production and sound together. But I just don't see you as a person playing the music or even singing the music. So that's what I
Yeah,
got.
for me, I felt the thing that came out and was kind of screaming at me was the fact that I don't think that you will like the business. I think that you think music is making music, whatever, but I get the feeling like the business is not something that you would appreciate, not what you would enjoy. And also, I think the business, I get the feeling, will test your moral compass, and I don't think you're ready to be tested in that way. So I think that you will be very disheartened and very you will not be happy once you pull the curtain back. It looks wonderful from the outside, but I think when the curtains pull back, you're going to be quite unpleasantly surprised. So
Yeah, that's what I got. He's not gonna like the rules and regulations and how things have to go about in order to get the results that he wants. And so even if he's somewhat successful at it, like there's a lot of people who enter the music industry that are extremely talented. There's a lot of people in church who can sing you under the table, but they're not marketable. They're not really into it to the degree that or want to deal with the industry. A lot of people get into the industry and be like, whoa, this isn't what I thought, and they pull back or they leave and they try to do it a different way. And so just because you're talented at something doesn't mean that it's necessarily what you want to do. I am very talented at braiding hair. I braided hair for 17 years, but at this point in my life, it's not something that I can do anymore because it makes my hands cramp up. So just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you have to do it. And it gave me extreme joy. I met people that I did their hair for 7 years straight. And they were constantly, I knew their life, they knew my life, their kids were graduating. It was all kinds of relationships that I built, but it's not something that I can do anymore. And so you have to realize just because it's something that you're good at or that always makes you happy may not be where you're supposed to be going. So you have to find that thing that is both your purpose and finds your enjoyment. I love doing this. So at this stage in my life, this is where I am. So find your way to make music a part of your life in a way that is enjoyable for you. But I don't think that once you get behind the scenes, you'll like it. You won't like the rules and regulations.
mhm.
And I like
Kelly,
what Kelly said.
I gotta say I posted what Kelly said because I thought it would be good for people to see this. She just tried three different necklaces that she has, and she was able to get it to work and again do exactly what I said. So again, you don't have to necessarily go out and buy pendulums. You don't have to buy stuff. You have stuff at the house. Use the things you have. But if you don't, there's options. And again, anything that has a dangle to it, anything that has a long dangly thing, you
Mm.
can use.
And you
It
don't
does.
have to hold it like that. Some people tell you to hold it more like this, where it's closer. I learned to do it with my hand under it. I don't know that you have to do it that way. Sometimes I do it with my hand under, and sometimes I don't. But it's just you finding it, that rhythm. The first time I did a pendulum and it gave me a yes no answer, I almost fell out on the floor. Like, oh my God, look at this moving on its own without me moving. And I had to make sure, like, I put my hand on the table and made sure it was stable and that I wasn't doing anything and I just let it move. And I was just like, holy moly. And when I told it to stop and it stopped, and when I said yes, and sometimes when it's moving, I'll ask another question and it'll have to slow down and change directions and go the other way. Listen, you could have knocked me over with a feather. I was so excited about the pendulum. I thought
Mhm.
it was the greatest thing next to sliced bread. And we love sliced bread.
Yeah, it was like a hidden secret. It's like, how did somebody not tell me this all my life? How could I not have known this? And the good part about it is again, it's you and the relationship of your energy through this pendulum. So again, spirit's going to deliver to you because you are connecting through him or her or it, and therefore it comes down through. So again, just free your mind, let it work, and don't try to force anything. And you'll be surprised how it always tends to come through. It tends to come through. There are times where I'm surprised. I do get totally surprised because I'm thinking, um, I don't know. I think that I'll feel like okay, I'm not sure today will work. And yeah, it does. It just continually comes through. It just does. I
And
don't
you
know how.
know what, Donna? I must be attracted to the same kind of stones because I think this is hematite and black and tiger's eye
Hmm.
because it has that brown in there just like that one. So I think it's a different kind of tiger's eye.
Hmm.
And then I think that's the hematite. So I must really be attracted to that stone because I like the darker stones because
Hmm.
they absorb that negativity, and I like the tiger's eye because for me it feels like not only is it protection, but it's pouncing on somebody. Like, listen, I'm gonna protect her And the way I'm protected is I'm gonna claw your eyes out and make sure you don't even see her to get to her. So I like that. But yeah.
Exactly. Who is next, Kina?
Tammy, are you here? Oh, that's the last one. Oh, damn, look, we did good tonight. It don't even feel like 2 hours. It just kind of ran through.
Absolutely.
Tammy, are you here?
Tammy, Tammy, Tammy's in love. She is.
Okay, I like that. Okay. And I like your energy because what they showed me was that scene from Frozen where the sister was just so excited, like, oh my gosh, not Elsa, but what's the little sister name? Whatever her name was. But well, whoever, look, we don't remember nobody but Elsa. But she was the star of the show. She was the other sister. Anna, there it is. You know, Kina know. If nothing else, she got Google, but she knew. Anna, it was the little sister being excited, like, oh my gosh, you know. So that there's an air of excitement in coming through as I read any good news coming your way. So I do feel like there is good news coming your way. I heard 2024 will give you some air, will give you a breeze. Like it'll be more of a sword, like you'll be more in your logic and less in your emotions. I feel like whatever you've been going through has been very emotionally draining because they're showing me the four swords. It's been very emotionally draining. You've been a little bit isolated from people because you don't really know how to react or what to say to them, or they don't know what to say to you, and you've been a little bit overwhelmed emotionally. I think there's some financial issues that are coming in there that are weighing you down, and you're just wanting to know, can I get a fresh new start? And they're literally showing me a tulip or something budding and coming out. And so by spring, you should have a great turnaround. But the one thing that they're telling me to tell you, stay in that positive mindset. What you, the mind dwell. There's something that one of these evangelists I used to know, the mind goes where, you know what I'm saying, where you what you feed it is kind of how the mind operates. So if you're feeding it negativity, then that's what you're going to produce, or that's what you're going to see. If you're feeding it positivity, then you're going to get positive results and vibes. All night last night I listened to videos that said they talked about abundance, they talked about success, they're talking about just being powerful. When I woke up today, three of the contracts that I needed to have done were complete. Like they moved through. I got to send their letters out to proceed the contract. So I all night let that positivity come through. I woke up this morning in a positive mindset. I say my affirmation every single morning. I believe in infinite abundance. I am grateful that all my wants and needs are met. And so I say that as soon as I wake up, I set the tone for today. Today is a great day. Today is a great Wednesday. All my meetings are going to be productive. I'm going to find. So I set the tone when I first get up and tell the universe, we're going to have a good day today, right? We're going to have a good day today. And that's the meeting. That is something our mentor also taught us. She gets up in the morning while she's in the shower. She has a meeting with her guides and her higher power. So when are you setting that time aside to meet with your higher power? That is so important. And I think we forget that. We get all this outside activity and we never have that chance to actually meet with them and listen to them. We can talk to them all we want, but when are you receiving from them and allowing them to fill you up when you're replenished? So are you devoting that time to your higher power? And then I feel like they're saying as long as you keep feeding yourself positivity through the end of the year, by spring, so I'm looking at March or April, you'll start to bud. You'll start to see the fruition of the things that you've asking for. Again, today is the full moon. Don has a full moon ritual. Don, do you have the link for that? Where they could do the full moon ritual. You could go out and release all those things that no longer serve you, and then get ready to build for the new moon that's coming up in December, the first new moon, and prepare. This is what I want to draw to me. This is what I want to go away. So go ahead when Don puts this link up for the full moon ritual. Go ahead and click on that link, and then look at what it says. And it's as simple as making a list, burning it, reciting these words, and releasing all that no longer serves you. Listen, I release everything, and when I say everything, I release fat cells, I release people, I release strongholds, I release ties to other people, I release twin flames, because y'all be thinking it's so great to have a twin flame. No, you don't. I be releasing twin flames, soulmates, all kinds of people. Listen, I don't need no 5D, I need a 3D love. And so if my twin flame is just gonna be turmoil for me, you can go ahead and take them back and send them back and give them another twin flame, because I'm not the one to be waiting on it to work out. I'm so anti twin flame. Don't do it. When my guys be like, it's a twin, don't say it. Don't even, no, no, I don't have a twin flame. I have an antagonistic person on the other end who is getting on my nerves. And so I don't like twin flames. So what I'm saying is do the full moon ritual to release all that no longer serves you and stay in that positive mindset so that for 2024, you can get into a positive outcome or you can get into those things budding that you asked for. What have you asked for? That's what they're telling me to ask you. What have you asked for? What is it that you want to happen for you in 2024? It's that time of the year. Set the goals that you want to make. You know what my goals is? A new amount that I want to have by the end of the year. So this is the amount that I set for 2023. Whether I reach it or not, I'm going to make it higher for 2024 because I want to raise more money and I want to have this amount of money in my savings. Oh, now I want a house. Oh, no, I want a car. Oh, now I want to take my mediumship to another level. Oh, now I want to receive my messages in a different way. So have you decided what your intentions are or what the goals are that you want to set for 2024 so that positivity can reach you? If you haven't set anything up that you want, what's positive? The fact that you made it home without getting into an accident is positive. That you didn't get hurt on the road, that you still have a job at the end of the year, those are all positives. So where's your gratitude in the things that you do have so that you can attract more things? If you're always upset about the things that you have, and believe me, I was a negative Nancy. I was one of the people when they be like, well, it could be worse. Well, it could have been better too, Becky. You know what I'm saying? You don't always tell me that it could have been worse. It could have been worse, but it also could have been better. And so, what are you doing to be grateful to attract more positivity into your life? So that's what I got for you, Miss Tammy. You're on mute, Don.
Sorry about that. For me, I'm picking up a few different things for you, Tammy. Um, One of the things that stood out most for me is kids. Kids are very important in your life, and you have a bunch of them. I'm getting a sense of you have stair steps, and so there's a number of them. Is it 4 or 5? I don't know, but I also think I get a connection to education. So I think not only do you have kids, but you are an educator, or you're somehow involved in education, or you were. Um, and I think that that's where you find your that I get the feeling that's where you find your joy, where you find you're kind of again your energy is comes from a service, a service as a mom, service as a teacher, service as helping others, especially kids. Again, you're drawn to child energy. Can you confirm that you have kids and that again you were or somehow involved with education? Tammy, 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 talk to me, Tammy. This is for you, Tammy. Yes, I love my babies and I feel pulled to teach about spiritual things. Okay. And you have what, 4 or 5? Mostly girls. I get a lot of girl energy around you, a lot of estrogen, a lot of girl energy. Is that right? But I do feel there's a boy there somewhere, but it's a lot of girls, more girls than boys. Is this
Three
that?
girls and a boy. Is that what you're getting?
I'm getting 3 or 4. I'm getting 4. So it's like, do you have 5 kids? Because I'm getting four girls and a boy. Anyway, the point is that draw on that strength. Draw on the strength that again that everybody's called to serve in different ways and called to do things differently. And your service that you're called to, I have 2 boys, 1 girl, and 1 granddaughter. Okay, I was off on that because I was getting a whole lot of female energy. I was getting girls, girls, girls. I don't know what's up there. 2 boys,
We're
1 girl.
overpowering, Don. Maybe we're just, we're just multiplied and magnified. So you thought that the two were four because we're
Yeah,
just
it
that
could be. I don't know. It was just I was getting some
big
serious
energy.
girl energy. Um, so your kids are old. If you have a granddaughter, then your kids are older. I'm picking up stair steps. No, these aren't spirit guides. No, these are kids. So you have interesting. You have no young children, and you only have 1 grandchild. I'm picking up 3 or 4 girls for some reason. 3 or 4 young girls, and I'm seeing you working with them, and I'm seeing red shirts. I'm seeing you in a red shirt. I'm seeing all these girls in a red shirt. Um, and again, you're doing something, and again, they're young girls. They're not even, they're maybe just in their teens. I get the feeling they're less, but I'm seeing all of you all in shirts, red shirts. And again, is this something in reference to some training or education or something? My daughter is pregnant. Yeah, that's yeah. That's a girl. That one's a girl. I know that one. She's coming. The girl, your daughter's having a girl, or that's the energy I'm getting. But again, I don't know what it's about. All I know is that there's something on the horizon for you. Maybe there is an educational thing or some kind of mentoringship, but you're
She
going to
said
be mentoring.
she wanted to teach spiritual things. That was the question I was going to ask. When you say spiritual things, like what? Like what direction are you thinking spiritually? So Don, that may be what you're getting, is that maybe she wants to mentor kids or something like that.
Yeah, there's something about kids, and I'm seeing girls, especially girls. I see you working with girls, mentoring girls, helping girls, young girls to find their way and find. And again, it's like you're being the matriarchal figure, which again, that's why I was getting this motherly thing going on. I really don't know what to do. Don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. This is going to find you, or you're going to find it. But I see you working like in an educational setting or a mentor setting where you are helping these girls to become women, to become good citizens of the society, that kind of stuff. I see you involved in that kind of way. So I don't know what you're doing now. I don't know what you have been doing. I see academy. The word academy is flashing at me. Something about academy. And so, but the word academy for some reason. So I don't know if you're gonna be working at
She
a
could
place.
volunteer at a school. She could, be a mentor at a school. There's so many different ways. I think a lot of times people get stuck in a certain way. Oh, I have to do tarot readings, or I have to do psychic readings, or I have to do Reiki. There's so many different ways you can spiritually guide people that don't have anything to do with this. I have lots of people that tell me that I've been an influence in their life, and it had nothing to do with the metaphysical.
Hmm. Well, Kelly says she sees an organization like Guides or something. Yeah, there's something at play here again with ICU, and that's where you find your joy. You're going to find your joy in again having some kind of a a a, a, a crafting of young girls' minds and helping them to fully form into healthy women who are, again, who own their power, who are self-confident, that kind of stuff. So that's where I see you coming in this year. You're coming into that, and I see you doing that. Don't be surprised if you're given an opportunity to have a mentoring role in an organization, and if it happens, or even even like a teaching or supporting staff role with these kids, maybe some after school programs or something, or maybe some arts counseling or something. I don't know, but there's
I
something.
like I like that statement that she just said, except for through God. Not everybody's going to be attracted to you when you say through God. So you can say through spirituality or through finding your higher power. A lot of time, religion pushes people away. Not in that they don't believe, but they don't think that they're ready or that they're on that journey yet. And so when you say, I want them to find themselves through God, that's how you found yourself. So that doesn't mean that that's how they're going to find themselves. A lot of times I got revelations through listening to music that wasn't, through necessarily a higher power in that way. It was through music or through something else. So help them to find themselves through spirituality, or understanding their spiritual path. So be mindful when you use words like that. Is that what they want? And not forcing your total beliefs on somebody. That's why I say they, spirit, and things like that, because not everybody believes in God. Some people says the universe, some people says higher power, some people says source, some people say spirit. So be mindful of the words that you use. And not to say that, I mean, if that's the path that you want, then that's the path that you can go on. You can actually go down that path, but be mindful of what you retract, what you attract, and what you repel by using that word.
Yeah, and again, when you say, "Well, I serve God," of course you do,
Oh no,
but
I
your
it doesn't
service,
mean I don't, that I just throw it on people like that.
exactly, your service to God is your service to God is helping these children, however you can, and so with their, I'm more spiritual than Christian, but I definitely serve God. Yeah, I get that,
So
but
are
I'm
you
not.
saying that we're not, because we don't want to use the word God?
Yeah, what I'm getting across is that when when you serve God, and whenever you're being of service, you're serving him does not necessarily transfer your belief onto the person you're serving, because again, your requirement is to serve, to help and serve others in that sense. And so it's like if I were to say, oh God, I can't even think of something like a Hindu. They believe in a different God. Okay, they believe in many gods. Okay, as I understand it. And so when you are serving this young women, one of them may be Hindu and maybe not serve the same or pray to the same God that you do. You would still, in your service to God, help this child because that is your responsibility. But you wouldn't be necessarily helping this child find your God, because that may not be her path. I think that's the kind of point I'm trying to make, is that your service to God is what you put into somebody else, and how you help them is not necessarily dictating to them or whatever. Because from how I would perceive it is that I wouldn't care what religion you are. If I'm called to help you, as long as I help you, then I've served my God. I've done my service. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, let me tell you this. I believe in God wholly, that there is a God, the creator, but listen, sometimes that's just not my place. Remember I told you I was director of the youth department and the whole youth department got pregnant? The Lord couldn't use me in that way. Mm-hmm. He had to use me in another way. So just because you just because you believe in God and serve God doesn't mean that it has to be in that light. Again, I tried to go that way, tried to be all love and light and blah, blah, blah. The whole youth department got pregnant. So obviously that wasn't my calling, and that was the Lord saying, get out of my church. Go ahead, move on. You need to go a different way. And telling me, to expand to expand the opening. And I've reached so many people on this platform that I ever would have reached in church, or that I ever would have been able to gather in church. Even if I meet an atheist, somebody who doesn't believe, just because I serve God or I believe in God, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to help them, and I'm not going to try to help them along their journey. Serving God means helping people that you may not find the same compatibility with. Remember, when you read into the Bible, not everybody that God or Jesus encountered was a believer. Remember the guy on his way to Damascus? He was on his way to kill Christians, and they blinded his eyes, and then he became a believer. So just because that's what you do, don't force that on other people. You have to find them where they are and bring them to their own spiritual awakening, and not forcing your spiritual awakening on them. But if that's the road that you want to take, then fine. If that is the way that you want to do it, then that's fine too. But just find that avenue in order to attract the people that will be of that like-mindedness. Like Keena said, you'll be attracted to people that are like-minded for you. And for you, it may be solely people who are of that God sense or that focus. And then those are the people you'll be able to serve. But I like to be able to be broad and serve as many people as I can, from as many different denominations or backgrounds or lifestyles that I can. And so I try to be more spiritually open and not define exactly what I am.
And Tammy, exactly. Jesus wasn't selective, neither am I. Exactly. We help everybody, and that's how I see you doing it too. Because again, it's your service, and as a role in your service is again helping everybody who comes along, and if it leads to something different, that's wonderful. So congratulations on that. Look out for that, because it's coming your way, and that opportunity is coming in early next year. You won't be looking for it; it will find you. So don't worry about going out and now trying to find it. I mean, don't stop trying to find it if you were, but I don't think you were. But my point is that
but you can't speak gratitude into it. She can't speak gratitude into it. Now, I am thankful for being able to share my spiritual gifts with others. So just be able to do that.
Absolutely. Yep. Bring that gratitude can bring life into it, and it creates that opportunity, and it will present itself to you. And when it presents itself to you, make sure you take full advantage of it. Well, with that said, Angie, we are done.
Oh my gosh, it was a good night. It went by so fast.
It was. And I thank everybody who.
Great to meet you.
I'm sorry, go ahead one more time.
I was saying that Tammy, it was great to meet her. I liked all the new names in the chat, Don. There was so many new people.
Absolutely. And thank everybody, because it's interesting. You guys, when you come in here and you bring your energy, it's the energy you bring here which helps us to be as useful as we can, as helpful as we can. And also it keeps us here longer or shorter. Because sometimes we're like, okay, there's no energy. It's time to cut and run. But this has been a great night, great energy. And it's a great night. I must admit, I think I even mentioned it earlier in the beginning, is that I was not not knowing what to expect on a night before Thanksgiving. And I was expecting maybe some kind of lots of family drama, turmoil issues, and all those things. And I'm so glad you all didn't bring that, because, it's nice to answer questions such as what we just did with Tammy, and so many other questions. There was the most important thing, though, that you take from here tonight is that most of the time when you're looking for your answers, if you start inside you, if you start listening to your higher power, talking to them, and you will get answers. Now, you may question them for a while until you're comfortable knowing that you're getting the right answers, and questioning is not a bad thing. It can be a good thing. But most importantly, start with you. Start with you. Start with your answers. Start with listening to what is coming to you and having faith in it. And then you can always come back to readers or somebody else and get confirmation. Again, we can give you confirmation, but it's nice if you start listening and embracing the fact that you don't need an operator to connect you in spirit. You can go directly to spirit. You don't need that middleman.
You don't need a Catholic priest to do your confessions.
Exactly. And if anything, we can just give you confirmation if you need that. So we're not saying don't come here, because we love having you guys here, but we're also saying make sure that you understand it's inside you as well. We all were born this way. Some of us just shut it off at one point for one reason or other. And then we have to turn it back on and engage it again. But never be afraid to engage
it back on. It's like boom, we
Oh,
got
yeah.
it, and they're ready to go. They're ready to pull you along, and sometimes kicking and screaming. Because listen, my people have had to put their hands under my arms and just drag me. Like, listen, you've been in this spot long enough. It's time to move on, Angie. You need to let go.
Yes.
But, you've been using the bells and the Palo Santo, and I think that's also changing the frequency too, because I
Yes.
think it's attracting more people. We both come in with that mindset of
Yep.
I want to attract positivity. I want to attract people who really need a good answer and who are like, who are needing some guidance in that way. And so I like that it is kind of picking up the different kinds of people in the chat. I like Kelly Dix being in the chat and giving us, and doing readings in there. It's always appreciated to have her in there. Angels, we saw you pop in for a minute, very late, but it is good to see you too. Are you baking cupcakes for Thanksgiving, Angel? Because she made cupcakes last week.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I did not know.
A couple of times ago, and she showed them all online, and we were all, she said yes, and we were all like, oh my gosh, they look so good. They were all, I think they were chocolate cupcakes. So yeah. Oh, and then I went today to get dessert, and it's just me and Brandon, so I didn't want to get whole cakes. Why did they have different slices of all the cakes I like? They had German chocolate slices, they had caramel cake slices, they had carrot cake slices, and I got some of all of them. And just some mix and matches for me and Brandon, so we can have some dessert. And I don't have to turn on the oven, measure anything, or do anything, and they were all good.
No, nothing but cakes, though?
I didn't get to nothing but cake today, and I really did want to. After I saw all those different pieces of cake in there, I totally got distracted and was like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." All these pieces. So I have all of them. Then I went to pick up our other stuff. So tomorrow, all I have to do again is make the lobster tail and the shrimp. I want to do like shrimp with bell pepper, red and green bell pepper and stuff, and on a skewer thing, or just and bake it in a foil pack or something like that. But I went totally non-traditional.
Did you see True Me making coconut pecan toffee over there? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Coconut pecan toffee cookies. And then, of course, Angel's doing buttercream icing. Oh my gosh. You're
Oh my
killing me.
God.
You're killing me. Buttercream icing is
Vanilla
amazing.
cupcakes with buttercream up. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Y'all making me so.
That's like
Listen,
heaven
don't
when you
make
bite
me go over
into
there and eat that piece of cake that's over there waiting for tomorrow. Don't make me eat it, because I will eat it.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I didn't make dessert. I bought some creme brulees, and I'm just going to fire them
Oh,
up on top, and
my
that's
friend
about
was
it.
talking about that. She was like, I haven't had my creme brulee this season. So I think that's what she's gonna have is creme brulee.
Yep. Costco had like eight or 10 little creme brulee jars, and they come in one package, and I'm like, that'll work, which is nice. So
Andrea, hey, she's back. Andrea Coulter, she is one of the people who used to be in our Wednesday night classes, Tuesday night classes. She's been missing for a while, but hey, it's good to see you. You didn't make a caramel cake this year. Now she's the first person where I ever had a caramel cake. She's from New Mexico, and she's the first person that ever made a caramel cake, and I've been hooked ever since. The one that I have isn't quite like hers, but it's still pretty good. Yeah. Oh, it's good to see you in the chat.
Absolutely. Well, with that said, folks, again, happy Thanksgiving from Angie and myself. And we're going to mark our setting to let you to say that we're the first to put up the Christmas. Because because Costco had Christmas up before Halloween. I was like, so I don't feel so bad putting that up now.
I believe it because listen, all the other holidays after like Labor Day are just the redhead stepchild to Christmas. Nobody cares.
All right. With that said, we're out of here. Good night, Angie. Good night, Kina. Thank you, Kina, for popping on. And Kina was in the background running the show. Thank you. Great job. Have a great holiday.
Business.
And we will see everybody next Wednesday evening, same bat time, same bat channel. Have a great one, everybody.
Have a great night, everybody.